watching tonight. So I tell you what, if you can't find Energy tonight, you're in the wrong business. We control us. We run this. And anybody coming in our house, they get dealt with. Respect is earned. Respect is never given. It's better to be respected than liked. The hell with being liked.
I'll fucking wait. Who wanna debate? Straight, let me cook. Fish frying while season and marinate. Every season, there's no reasoning, just unanimous decision. Smash the noti bell, and thanks to all subscriptions. Mama brutality, stop fouling me, I'm goated. Body shots got them folding. Every word they can quote it. Smoking bud, watching bud, smoke these niggas Mayweather with the defense, nothing short of genius. High step into the end zone like prime time, point me to the limelight. Mic check, it's my time. The pod god every time I deliver. You're now tuned in to GOAT Thriller. I'm here to stay, all the chatter, y'all can dead it. Let's start the show. Yeah, I said it.
Yeah, I said it. Dinging on them. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it.
I'm the best ever. There's
I
never been
fucking
anybody.
wait.
I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart.
Yeah, I said
it. Now, before I get into what I'm about to get into, I just want to make sure that each and every last one of y'all hit that like or dislike button. And please don't forget to put some motherfucking Coach K Duke full court pressure on that sub button if you're new to my channel. And please don't forget to ring that noti bell so you could be notified via email each and every time your boy E Thriller, aka Ham Rothstein.
I didn't stutter.
Aka Go Thriller.
I didn't stutter.
Aka the motherfucking Black Picasso, because I paint these pictures so vividly with my words on the sport of boxing whenever I feel like it. And once again, fight fans, ladies and gentlemen of Wolf Chat, welcome back. Now, first things first, man. Shout out to everybody that's watching this live stream podcast on my YouTube account. Shout out to everybody that's watching this live stream podcast on all my social media accounts. That entails Facebook. Shout out to everybody on there. I see ya. Shout out to everybody on Twitter. Shout out to everybody on the gram. Shout out to everybody that's fucking with me on TikTok. Salute. Make sure y'all drop some popcorn emojis, hit that like button, and share this content with your friends and family. Yeah, I said it. So without further ado, this is the post-fight reaction to Gervonta Tank Davis, aka Abdul Fahid. He did it again. He stopped Frank the Ghost Martin in round 8. The fight was pretty much it was an okay fight. I wasn't really that entertained, but of course I have my boxing historian because to me, this is his show tonight. I lean on him whenever we do these episodes. So Mosquito Spray, aka Eddie Atlas. How are you, kind sir?
I'm good. What's up, PC? How you doing?
Hey man, I can't complain. I got a little bad taste in my mouth after watching what I just watched because I already knew the outcome of the fight, bro. But come on, the people are here for you. What was your breakdown of the fight? What is your reaction to what took place tonight at the MGM?
I'm not surprised. I figured it was just a matter of time type of event. They both make kind of similar mistakes. I mean, along the same lines. Tank gets caught kind of in the no man's land situation where he comes in and trying to get back out and don't bring his feet with him and gets caught on the way out. If you look at all the fights where he's got clipped against Barrios, against Rowley, against who else clipped him? Pitbull, and there's one more. I'm trying to think. Well, it's one more. Okay, but he got clipped. He got clipped with left hands, and that played right into Frank Martin, who's even gonna do his go-to move, either catch and shoot or the pull counter with the left hand, which is his main go-to move or whatever. So that plays into that. Hence, Tank getting caught with left hand by Frank Martin during the fight. Putting that little mouse on the left side or right side of his face or whatever. And then Frank Martin kind of gets caught going straight back, and I expected Tank's, of course his left hand is the star of the show at the time, but I expected his right hook to come into play because Frank Martin is susceptible to right hands. You know what I'm saying? Being a southpaw, not holding the phone correctly all the time, but with that said, Tank right hook did set up the fight ending uppercut. He feinted that right hook and brought that uppercut, which with one punch
it was a
shut off
double uppercut, bro. 2 sharp double uppercuts.
Yeah, shut the lights off on Frank Martin, and I think shut the lights off on Man Down Promotions, all in one punch.
Oh my God. Hey man, I was pulling for Derrick James tonight. This was the one time I was on my hands and knees praying that for somehow, some way for Derrick James to come up with one of those magnificent game plans. And I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. The first 5 to 6 rounds, Frank was looking good. I mean, even though I think he started having that trend to where he was going straight back in a beeline to the corner in the ropes, to where Tank started, feigning a little stutter step, then he would feign and change levels, and then he would throw that right hook and then follow that with an overhand or a straight left hand. All fucking fight. And I'm like, bro, why do you keep doing the same shit over and over? Whenever you had the fight in the center of the fucking ring, you was having your way with Tank, bro. Turning him, he was popping the jab. He'll throw a shot here and there, a jab to the body, throw a straight left hand in between Tank trying to come in, and then he would turn him. I'm like, well, shit, he can do this all night long, mosquito spray. So I don't know why he deviated from the game plan. Maybe it was mental fatigue. To that, you say what?
Yeah, mental fatigue and physical fatigue too, because you could see as the rounds went by, that ring was getting smaller and smaller for Frank Martin. Man. Tank just letting that cat wait. Like he said after the fight, I don't want to keep moving unnecessarily or whatever. He's wasting a lot of energy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of nervous energy too. And then you could see him, Tank even smiled. I think it was like the second, third round. He fainted. Frank ducked way down, kind of like at the press conference when he flinched. From the
very reminiscent.
It was like he just waiting. He just knew that it was like inevitable. You know what I'm saying? And it just came. It came eventually, man. Like damn, man.
It was very furious against Alexander Usyk. He was doing a whole lot of unnecessary movement, and I think ultimately he gassed himself out. I think the same could be said here about Frank the Ghost Martin, because again, I feel like the game plan would have been phenomenal had he just sat there in the middle of the fucking ring and sat down on his punches, because like you stated earlier, Mosquito, Tank Davis is there to be hit. Like, let's not act like this dude is just flawless, like he's a Pernell Whitaker or Floyd Money Mayweather or Bernard Hopkins, or you feel what I'm saying? Like, he ain't one of these defensive specialists. Yeah, he can be great at times if he's going up against a particular opponent that'll make him look better than what he actually appears. But hey, Mosquito, I know you're gonna love hearing this coming from me, because I'm jumping out the bus, bro. I'm jumping back on the ship. I'm starting to lean more towards Shakur Stevenson. If they were to match up, head up, and I don't like Shakur at all. And I don't like Tank. But based off of what I saw transpire tonight with Frank the Ghost Martin, the way he was able to box and turn them, and him being a southpaw and giving them different angles and things like that, and I just can't see, in all likelihood, Shakur Stevenson backing up to the ropes and just laying on the ropes and allowing Tank to just tee off on him and ding on him all night, bro. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I agree, man. I always thought you heard me say Shakur beat all of
them. I know. Yeah.
So you already know what I think. And Frank Martin, man, the other thing with him that's a misperception is, I know his body look a certain way, whatever, but he's not no big puncher, man. He's not. He was, I mean, you would have thought he was probably my Nigel the other night, the way he was moving, you know what I'm saying? Like, and Tank, another thing, Tank was just basically walking him down from the opening bell. And after a while, Tank had his right hand down at his waist. He had no respect for Martin's power. Yeah, his face was getting little marks on it, but he wasn't hurting Tank at all with none of those shots. And,
Tank was in his groove at that point in the fight. You can kind of tell he had settled down. The ring rust had started to wear off. And then, he just started going to work, bro. He started with the counter punching, with the feinting the jab and coming over with that right hook. And then he started touching him to the body, too. That was another turn. because it was a whole lot of those exchanges in the middle of the ring to where Tank would slip some and he would counter him with an uppercut, a sharp uppercut. And you could tell Frank the Ghost Martin did not want any of that fucking work on the inside. Mosquito spray.
At all. He wanted to be a pretty fight, you know, like a finesse type of fight. Trying to be like he's some fleet-footed boxer or something, man. And
hey, what you be saying about Derrick James? Him and his fighters be throwing them Dolomite combinations. Ain't that what you
yeah, slow ass combination on the
You can throw them fucking telegraphic ass combinations. I'm so disappointed, but I knew this was going to happen, bro. Like I was trying to tell people the other night when I went live. As much as I wanted Tank to lose to this dude, it's levels to this shit for a reason. Frank, like, let me ask you this, bro, because again, I lean towards you whenever it comes to, you know, learning more about the sport of boxing. You're my boxing historian. You done taught me way more than I will ever know about the sport of boxing, Eddy Atlas. How did you feel prior to the fight whenever they was going back in the locker room, right? In the scene in Frank the Ghost Martin locker room to where he was laying down on the couch, he was looking at his phone, he looked relaxed, he looked calm, but in my opinion, I feel like he should have been kind of like warming up to come out ready. Like, have you ever seen that from a fighter before in a big time fight in this magnitude?
Yeah, well, I mean, kind of as far as like waiting that close to, you know, to get wrapped up and stuff or whatever. Yeah, it was kind of like it was kind of, you know, different or whatever. But you know, everybody might get their own routine, and of course, this is the first time we've seen him on this big stage, so we don't know if that might be his usual routine. If he usually waits, you know, that long or whatever, or that close to time to start getting ready or whatever. Because some guy might want to, he might be in his head, like might not want to do too much or whatever, or psych himself out or whatever, just trying to find that sweet spot, I guess. Because, you know, different fighters will operate differently or whatever. So, yeah, I was kind of like, because you say Tank getting wrapped up or whatever. And then, like, well, I think it was a Benavidez fight, and Tank was in there hitting the miss. Frank Martin had just then had the tape on his hands. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't gloved up yet. You know?
Yeah, I was tripping. I'm like, man, why this dude ain't? I was like, man, I know he ain't having second thoughts. As a matter of fact, I think I text you there. I'm like, bro, why this dude ain't warming up?
Yeah,
like I was
taking reins in and everything.
He was about to come out here and shit on himself, bro. But he came out and performed way better than I thought he would. I will say that.
Yeah. But you can see it though, man. Like I said, you can see. I knew he was gonna wear himself down, man. He wasting a lot of energy, man. You know what I'm saying? Like just constantly moving. And it was just, you know, and Tank just, you know, he come on in that second half of the fight, man, and you could touch him every now and then to the body and letting him feel a little bit. And once he felt that power, man, he really started, you know what I'm saying, moving and taking all the feints and everything, and just kind of throw like that's you know, trying that little pull counter or whatever, and the little 3-4 punch combinations and stuff. And he was kind of like, there were instances, man, where he was doing like what y'all was talking about my boy that night against De Los Santos. You know what I'm saying?
Who you talking about? You talking about Shakur?
Yeah, Frank Martin was kind of moving like that a couple times. You know
yeah, he was. Yeah, towards what was that, round 7 when he started really getting beat on? He started really laying on the ropes and doing all this goofy ass shit. I'm like, bro, jab and turn him, slip and get the fuck up out of harm's way. But he just kept laying on the ropes, bro. I guess maybe let me ask you this, because again, I don't know everything about boxing, Mosquito. Do you think there came a point of time in that fight to where he got a little bit confused and he didn't know what to do, so that's why he stopped throwing punches and he just started laying on the ropes?
Yeah, because Tank was keeping that mental pressure on him. Because, you know, you see this guy is coming to you. And Frank Martin was, you know, because he caught him clean a few times. You know, he used to, you know, you see the little old highlight knockouts or whatever. He used to guys, you know, being affected by these shots. You got this little dude smiling at you, tell you to come on with it after you done caught him with your best shot. You know, now what? And then, you know, he when he touching you, it's, you know, he feeling that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of a mental game. Like, damn, what do I do? Where do I go? You know, so I got to land something to get the guy respect. You know what I'm saying? It's a hell of a thing. You touch a man with your best shot, and he smile and keep walking forward. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, I will say this about Gervonta Tank Davis. He's like a hybrid of a Canelo Alvarez. Of course, he's a southpaw, right? But I'm just thinking in terms of his fighting style. he's like a hybrid of a Canelo Alvarez, the way he kind of allows for his opponents to get up on him on the scorecards, but then he eventually, like at some point in the fight, he wants to land a big shot that'll change the tide in the fight to where he can come on and stop you late. And then of course, he has that explosiveness and that one punch knockout power like a Deontay Wilder. He's like a hybrid of those two individuals, bro, to where he can be down on the scorecards and then boom, at any moment, the fight can be over with, like tonight. We've seen this happen time and time again because I had him down on the scorecards against Rolly Romero Mosquito Spray. He was losing to Rolly before he knocked him the fuck out. I had him down on the scorecards against Mario Barrios before he knocked him the fuck out. Like, we've seen this same episode time and time again with Gervonta Tank Davis, bro. So I think moving forward, if he were to go up against a Vasily Lomachenko, now we don't know how much he has left in the tank. So no pun intended, Mosquito Spray. But if he was able to withstand Gervonta's power and box the way that he normally boxes, I think Tank gonna be in for a rude awakening, bro. How you feel about that?
Yeah, it's just like you said, it's just a matter of whether or not at this age, especially if he can take that power, man. Because that power,
I don't know if he can.
It's something else.
Yeah,
man.
I don't know if he can.
This dude, man, he knocked Frank Martin stupid tonight, man. That dude. Golly.
That nigga head hit the ground. He had the look of disbelief. Oh my God.
He had talked all that shit, you know what I'm saying?
Man. That might be the knockout of the year so far, Mosquito. I don't know, bro. That was vicious, bro. That was brutal. That was a brutal knockout, bro. I got to give Tank full credit. That knockout was flawless, bro. And he knew it was over. That's why he went on the turnbuckle and did what he did. He knew it was over.
Yeah, because the uppercut put him out. His hands were down, and that last left hand made that chin touch that other shoulder, man. And he fell out on the back of that head, man. He was out of there. It wasn't no way. I knew
Frank saw it coming. You could see his eyes kind of like, damn, I can't do shit about it. You feel what I'm saying? You ever got hit with a punch? You're like, damn, I see it coming, but it ain't nothing I can do about this shit. I just got to take it. And that's exactly what transpired tonight. Shout out to Frank the Ghost Martin, man. He tried to do his best, but at the end of the day, it's levels to this shit. Like I've been saying, y'all know I get on Tank from time and time again. I'm very harsh with my criticism, but rightfully so. But I've never said that the dude can't box. I never said that the dude didn't have the it factor in the ring, outside of the ring. My only criticism of a Gervonta Tank Davis is him being a lack of a competitor. I want him to challenge himself by going up against the quote unquote same type of opposition or somebody that's on this fucking level to where we can feel like, hey man, going into this fight, I don't know who's gonna win this fight, Mosquito. That's all I be wanting for Tank to have, a 50-50 fight from time to time. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. That's my only problem too. And then, like, I think we both agree, man, that I believe he'll win most of them fights against these guys. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
That's what makes it so frustrating. Like, man, what are you 30 fights in your career now? I mean, Frank Martin might have been one of the toughest guys he fought, but goddamn, that's even worse saying that. You know, it's not saying Frank Martin ain't shit or whatever, but I mean, you got guys, you got other champions. You know what I'm saying? That you should be trying to. He's never even been a unified champion, not even attempted to be, man. Like,
bro, Teofimo Lopez fought Vasily Lomachenko. He only had 13 fights, 14 like fights, 16, or something like that. Am I right on?
Yeah. I think like 16, 17, because he had stopped Coleman and got the IBF, then he fought Lomachenko next. I think that he had.
You see what I'm saying? 17. So like Tank, like how long are you going to keep the training wheels on? Like everybody want to run around here saying he's the new face of boxing, and I get it. But my thing is this: if he were to take the fights with the Shakur Stevensons, the Devin Haney's, the Teofimo Lopez's, a Ryan Garcia rematch, even though I really don't want to see it. Sabrina Matias, the list goes on and on. If you fight these type of dudes, then yeah, you can easily blow all the fucking records out the record book, and you could be the face of boxing. You would be the new cash cow of Canelo, bro, because there's so many fantasy matchups. We want to see this dude in, but for whatever reason, him and his team ain't taking them, and they not making these fights. But he the A side, Mosquito.
Yeah, speaking of my boy, man, he lost tonight, man.
Who lost?
Matias. He waited too late.
I couldn't watch it, bro, because I had to watch the turn. That's another thing. Why they schedule these fights at the same fucking time, bro?
Shit, Eddie
I
Hearn
couldn't see
said
what
they.
happened. Break it down for me because I didn't watch it, bro. Break it down for the people in the Wolf chat. Hey, before you do that though, Eddie Atlas, hey man, can everybody please hit that like button? It's saying I got about 91 people in here combined. Shout out to the 39 people watching me on YouTube. Shout out to the 52 people watching me on the X, man. I see you. Follow me on the X. Sub up to my YouTube channel. Put some pressure on that like button and share. Spread the word for this good ass content. Now, Mosquito, please enlighten me. What happened to Sabrina Matias tonight, bro? Floor is yours.
Truth be told, they were both on the same time. So I didn't want to able to put a sharp eye on either. I was glancing back and forth with both of them. But man, he waited too long to get, because what he does is he kind of do like a rope a dope. He let these guys move and throw and shoot their wad or whatever and wear themselves down. Then he come on in the second half, and Paro he hadn't done enough damage to to really make him wilt over the second half. Paro was still sturdy, man, and held on, got the decision, man, and came to Puerto Rico and took his own time, took his belt. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, Paro was doing some little good boxing and moving. He was touching Matias up or whatever, but Matias he was coming on the spot, but he just wasn't doing enough, man, and he just waited too long to get going. And if you make it close like that, you can lose. You can lose. You know what I'm saying? Because you can see if he just let his hands go, man, like he usually do. The motherfucker, that's the thing with him. He sets a pace that these boys cannot keep up with, and he hitting like a damn truck. You know what I'm saying? So because coming into this fight, man, the last 5 guys, even the guy that beat him, the one loss he had before this fight, he's another. He one of the guys up in the name. Prior to this fight, the last 5 guys he fought all quit on the stool. And I ain't talking about no Lomachenko mental frustration. I'm talking about beat. They don't face busted up. They don't want no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, and 4 of them was undefeated. You know what I'm saying? 4 of them guys were undefeated. And like, unfortunately, like Kovalov, you know what I'm saying? One of the guys he done beat in the past passed away. You know what I'm saying? Like Matias is no freaking.
I heard, yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like he one of my favorite, fighters out here, man. But
I know. Yeah, you put me on him. Yep. Yeah, I watched the first 2 rounds of the fight, but by that time is when Tank was walking out, so I had to cut that shit off because I want to be locked in because I knew we was going to be mainly talking about that fight tonight with the post-fight breakdown. But yeah, I saw him doing this shit like every time he get hit, he was just catching a bunch of shit in the first round. Yeah. And then in the second round, I noticed he started letting his hands go a little bit more. But as I just stated, I didn't watch the rest of the fight, so I can't really give a take on it. Yeah. But anybody got the link? Shoot me the link in the DM, private DM chat, IG, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, anywhere on all my social media platforms, so I can watch that fight as soon as we get off of this live stream, y'all. But yeah, go ahead, Mosquito, my bad, bro.
Yeah, so what you did see, so he was doing that pretty much the first 4 or 5 rounds, you know what I'm saying, and just basically giving the rounds away, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And coming down the stretch, he put himself in a position where he needed a knockdown, at least if not a knockout, you know what I'm saying, to win the fight, man.
Is it a rematch clause, bro? Did he have a rematch clause? Do you know?
Shit, I'm not sure, man, because both fighters were promoted by Eddie Hearn. I guess leading up to the fight, Eddie Hearn was saying Matias was kind of complaining, saying like he felt like Hearn was favoring Paro over him or whatever. So I don't know what the setup was as far as like a rematch clause or whatever. It might be, man. I hope it is. I would like to see that again.
What was the scorecards? Like, what was the total on the scorecards at the end of the fight? Was it unanimously or was it like a split decision or majority?
No, it was unanimous, man. And then the referee took a point from Paro for I missed what he has. I don't know if it was holding or what, but I think one judge had it. So 2 judges had it like 15-12 or something like that, and the other judge had it like 16-11. You know what I'm saying? Like 8-4 or whatever. So I'm not sure what, you know what I'm saying? What the point, like I said, I can't remember. I didn't see exactly what the point was for.
I got it right here. I'm gonna pull it up for you, my brother. Give me 1 second. Go ahead, keep cooking.
Yeah, but Matias just waited too long to get going. I was like, man, I just figured, I'm like, all right, you can see him touch him to the body, here and there, letting loose a few combinations. I'm like, okay, just a matter of time. But he just never, the tidal wave just never came. You know what I'm saying?
Man. Yeah, I thought he was just trying to let the nigga tire himself out based off of what I saw, but I didn't figure he would do that for like the first 4 to 5 rounds, like you said. So yeah, that's crazy, bro. Giving up them rounds, but that's kind of what Tank do. Tank kind of do that, bro. Like he let these niggas kind of punch themselves out a little bit, and he just gonna keep walking you down, catch a couple of shots on the chin, but he just keep coming forward like the Terminator, bro. And like with Tank, that nigga he cracks so hard, bro. That nigga be cracking. That shit just is hard to withstand for a whole 12 rounds.
Yes. Speaking of cracking and withstanding for 12 rounds,
Let's talk
switching
about it.
gears, Benavidez.
Yes, let's talk about it. I did watch that. Yep.
I am not impressed with the 75 version of Benavidez based on what I saw tonight. He was in a fight tonight. And the shots that Volchik, a 37-year-old Volchik was hitting them with tonight. Imagine if that would be the bid, if that would be the bid. And Benavidez was getting a little impatient out there.
Can I ask you a question real quick? I'm sorry, bro. I apologize. How do you pronounce that dude's name?
Volchik, like Volchik. Because it's like whatever the first letter is, it's supposed to be silent or whatever. Like the G,
okay,
the G
my
or
bad.
whatever.
Keep cooking. Yeah. Educate me. I'm listening.
Yeah. So you can see Benavidez like leaving his feet, throwing hooks, and getting a no man's land and all kind of shit. He getting sloppy out there, man, and he getting touched up a little bit. Got a cut on his eye from a punch, and he was getting the left side of the face was swollen up from the right hands. Both was touching with uppercuts and shit, man. And man, I just think because just like Tank Davis, man, B to B, if you put that mental pressure on him, you know how hard he hit. You know
oh my God, bro, when he hits you, your body melt like ice cream. Like there's a reason why I call him Wolverine. In the way that he can, I know he done got dropped before, but the way he absorbs shots and just keep coming forward and blood don't bother him. I'm like, this dude is an animal. He is an animal. And listen, I tweeted that shit earlier, Eddie Atlas. David Benavidez for the record, for all my Hispanic fans and Mexicans that love to come in here and saying that your boy E-Thriller is racist and all that shit just because I give Canelo a hard time for ducking. Yeah, I said it. David Benavidez is my third favorite fighter in the sport today. But Benavidez, David, my nigga, listen to me. You better stay far, far away from Artur Beterbiev and maybe even Bivol, because I think Bivol got a lot more power than we give him credit for, Eddie Atlas. In the way that he performed in that last fight where he was dinging on that guy and stopped him, didn't he stop him in that fight? Am I tripping?
Yeah, he did. He stepped on the gas.
Yeah. The way that he looked in his last fight, I don't know, man. I think, David, you better go back down to 168 and try to campaign there and try to get those belts from Canelo, because I do feel like that version of David Benavidez will beat Canelo, but it ain't going to be as decisive as I thought it would be, Mosquito. I'm willing to say that.
Yeah, and as the post-fight interview, he actually said, they asked him like, so how do you feel? You know, this way you're gonna campaign? He said, no, we're gonna go back down to 68. I want to get it for a third time. So I think he realized, man, because he was and he was, you know how he usually come on, he was fading down the stretch.
He did retire. I agree.
He was getting walked down. You know what I'm saying? Like over the last third of the fight. Like, damn.
Yeah, he started laying on the ropes a little bit, Mosquito, towards the latter part of the fight. I can't remember exactly what round it was. But he kind of laid on the ropes trying to get his second win. I said, well, goddamn, is this David Benavidez or Canelo Alvarez? Because Canelo has a tendency to lay on the ropes to try to rope a dope nigga to buy time so he can fight in spurts. So if David Benavidez has to fight in spurts at 175 against those two dudes, the top dogs, he ain't going to beat them, bro. He ain't gonna beat them. I'm gonna be honest. I still want to see the fight. I want to see if he can pull it off because he a dog, but I just don't see him being able to swarm them with punches. In fact, I think Beterbiev gonna put him on his back foot.
Oh, definitely.
He gonna put him on his back foot.
He tried to do that old power jab and 6 punch. Beterbiev gonna catch with something in between that shit. And back his ass right on up.
Yeah, man. I mean, he was throwing a lot of lollipop shit. Now, I will say I was impressed by his footwork. I was impressed by the fact that he went southpaw on occasions to create some different type of angles to land like a looping right hook or that lunging jab that he was throwing, that power jab that you just mentioned. But in the end, man, he looked good, but he didn't knock my socks off at 175. Yeah. I will say that. I think he could beat most fighters at 175. I just don't think he can beat Bivol or Wolverine. I don't see it. I don't.
Yeah, the other thing that I ain't mentioned yet that's even more pronounced than him, you know, is his conditioning at 75, and you know his whatever is the fact that all them shots, because over the first third or first half of the fight, you know, he looked like Norman Benavidez. He wasn't hurting that man. He wasn't hurting him at all.
Mm.
You know
He
what I'm
did, but
saying?
in his defense, though, I don't want to cut you off, but in his defense, he did say after the fight, which we really don't do excuses in the Wolfpack, but he did say that he suffered a torn right tendon, and then he had some sort of other injury in camp. To that, you say, what, Mosquito? Do you think that's legitimate, or do you think he was just making an excuse for his lackluster performance?
Well, you know, we'd only be able to tell if if he take another fight at 75 against one of the top guys, man. But I
That's
don't
fair.
think it's gonna make a difference especially against being a B to B. I think that's the one that he don't need to get in there with, because he ruins guys. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You ain't the same after
Yeah.
fighting.
Do you think Wolverine is still gonna be the same guy coming off of that injury? Is it a knee injury, or what did he suffer in camp?
Yes, I think it said torn meniscus. So that's like
Damn.
I think it's like a 6 month injury or whatever. So he'll
Yeah.
probably be all right, because you think about his style, he's not, you know, he's not like a Frank Martin, and he ain't got to be moving and
Mm,
stuff like that. So
mm,
he ain't gonna come to you. You know, I think he'll be fine, man. Like a knee
mm,
injury affected. Remember Sergio Martinez, and then when Cotto beat him, and because of who Sergio Martinez was, you know, his knee gave out on him. He needed his legs. You know what I'm saying? But B to B as the
yeah.
kind of guy he is, he ain't gonna be switching, changing directions and all kind of, you know, all that kind of stuff too much. He coming
Mm.
to you, he gonna make you fight. You know what I'm saying? And so I think he'll be fine.
Already. Well, let's
But
transition real quick. How did you feel about the Gary Russell and Pulo? How do you say his name? Polo? That fight? How did you feel about that fight? What's your reaction to that fight?
yeah, Garrett, man, Russell, man, he needs some more refinement. But one thing I will give him credit for that I did notice, he's slowing his game down a little more now. Because he was fighting too fast. Because, you know, coming out of the amateurs, you know, in the amateurs you fighting 3 to 5 round fights or whatever, so you got to get your work done fast. So guys be moving at a frantic pace compared to being pros, when you being more patient, trying to, you know, set up
Mhm.
shots and things like that. So he has slowed it down, but he has defensive deficiencies. He's even kind of, I would say, man, at this point he's even more cruel than Sean Porter. You know what I'm saying? Like his style, it
That's
just
who he remind me of. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah,
He
yeah,
remind me of
and
Sean Porter. I'm not sipping the Kool-Aid. I'm not.
yeah,
I'm not.
and then this perceived power. And now I will say the old boy got a beard on him. You know what I'm saying? Like he landed a couple of flush left hands and turned old boy head. He just, you know, boy went right back to work. You know, and that's the problem. He was in there with somebody that you know, that had some character, that could box, and that was gonna fight his ass back tonight, man. And he couldn't come up with nothing. He didn't have no plan B. And, I mean, his brother was trying to, you know, he wasn't keeping his hands up, and he was getting, I don't know, man. He just,
He got a lot of technical
yeah,
for sure.
I never been completely sold on him anyway, based on what I've seen. You know what I'm saying? Like he got dropped by Bartholomew in that fight, and that was kind of a bullshit stoppage. They gave him a bullshit stoppage against a man Postol, you know what I'm saying, to keep his knockout streak alive or whatever. So I mean,
Yeah.
he kind of,
Yeah.
and then tonight, the damn ref what took a point, didn't even warn the man for
Yeah, for excessive
holding up.
holding or something like that. Yep.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that shit pissed me off because I had old boy at that point in time winning the fight. Because you remember I text you, I was like, boy, this dude kind of remind me of my guy B Hop, the way he be posing and standing and how he be turning and getting out of harm's way, but he was just a southpaw version. I'm like, okay, I like how this dude fight, man. He put on a hell of a fight to me. I feel like he won the fight, but I wouldn't have been mad if anybody said that Gary Russell Jr. won. You know, it was a close fight.
Yeah, he was touching Russell up though, man. Russell getting hit too flush too often, man. Because he ain't defensively responsible. He's used to guys bend into his will, I guess, and he gonna have to tighten some things up, man, if he want to be, let alone being a champion, but being competitive with the top guys at 140. You know what I'm saying? Like he getting there with a puncher, because old boy, he ain't not a big puncher. He getting there with a puncher, man. He might get stopped. Like
Yeah, you might go to sleep.
he talk, cause I know Matias then waited late to get going tonight, but he getting there. But Russell been talking all that shit. Oh, y'all get in there with him then. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee it ain't gonna go like he think it's gonna go if this version of Gary Russell, show up. So yeah.
Who you talking about? Who he said he'll whoop?
Matias.
Yeah, that's gonna be one brawl. That's gonna be a brawl right there. I don't know who would win that fight. I probably would lean towards Matias based off because I like his style a tad bit more than Gary Russell's. I think Gary Russell was just like a caveman, like you say, he doing football moves in the ring, kind of like Sean Porter, bro. Like he throws a little bit more combinations than Sean Porter, but I don't even really think he got no power like that. I don't think, from what I just saw, I don't think Gary Russell got no power like that, bro.
Yeah, I haven't. That's definitely Well, I'm saying I don't, because they got this perception. Oh, the power, he's one of them guys that had knocked out everybody and all this shit. But it just looks so rugged and ugly. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just.
Do you think he need a new trainer? Do you think his brother can't train him? Do you think he need to go with another trainer in order to tighten up on those technical flaws?
Well, I just think it's his execution on it, because the brother was telling him, to write both his brothers or whatever. But I think it's more of him. You know what I'm saying? It's just because he's been, as just like in any, whether it's boxing or football, whatever, he's been getting away with the shit. You know what I'm saying? So you become a creature of habit. So hopefully after the night, it's a wake up call. He go back to the drawing board and tighten some things up, man, and focus on the fundamentals, because he got some work to do, man. And he don't have an impressive jab. You know what I'm saying? He just flick it out there to throw this big overhand left or whatever, and throw these fast flurries like his brother used to do. And shit. I don't know what the fuck he got going on, really, man. To tell you the truth. But I mean, like I said, he has slowed down a little bit based on what I had seen prior. He does look better, but it's still not good enough to beat no top guys, in my opinion.
Okay, then I think it's one more fight that I want to ask you about before I drop the link, man, and let y'all come on and rock. How did you feel about the Carlos Adames? How do you say his name? Adames fight? And what was he? Not sure. I don't know how to say these things. He has some crazy ass. Yeah, him. How did you feel about that fight? What was your reaction to that fight?
Yeah, Adames just wasn't doing enough work, man. The announcers was frustrated with him, and his corner, it said, what's his name? Ismail Salas, boy. I ain't never heard him drop so many F-bombs. It sounded like a man Stewart over there before round 9 or something, Tyson. He was pissed, boy. He wasn't really want to let his hands go. He throw a little overhand right here and there, and the Shea was actually outworking him or something, some of them later round, man, and doing some good work, man. And you can't let a guy like that get confidence, because he does. The Shea does have a left pedigree, and he has a little experience, and he's only lost the top guys. You know what I'm saying? So, but in Adames, he's established the career 160 pounder or whatever. You gotta go in there and then it's your first title defense, man. After you've been basically emailed the belt, man, you got to show up and show out, man. You can't go in there.
He was just talking shit about the boogeyman, Terrence Bud Crawford.
Yeah, I seen that.
It'll be suicidal if he move up to fight Canelo because I was touching him up. Man, get the fuck out of here. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I had to throw that in.
Yeah, I was not impressed with Adames tonight, man. He need to go back to the drawing board, man. And just let his hands go, man, and actually box. He's just sitting there waiting for one big shot, I guess. I don't know what the fuck
he did a whole lot of posing tonight. He was getting his Yo Gotti on tonight with the posing. Like I didn't understand the game plan.
Yeah. It was a good fight tonight, though.
So out of all the fights, bro, who impressed you the most tonight? Just one particular fighter. It can be anybody from any fight, either card, the Zone or PBC. Who impressed you the most?
Really, man. Shit, I had to say, I'd probably say it be between Paro because he, the man went into Puerto Rico, fought the Puerto Rican champion, the Boogie Man at 140 pounds, and took his title. Between him and I was impressed with my man Vostik. The fight he put up against Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? He 37 years old. He had got stopped by Benavidez. Took like a 4-year hiatus. Came back. I think he had a couple of fights. Got back in the win column. Then you get in there with the Mexican Monster and bust him up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Go to decision when he talking about, oh, I'm gonna come here, put on the show, and knock him out and all this kind of stuff.
He did say that on first take. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, so I was a little. So then I try to say probably them two. Of course, Tank did with these poses. I mean, it was impressive, but I expected that. You know what I'm saying? So I probably say them two, man, based on the circumstances and how they performed under them circumstances.
Was Pyro the underdog heading into that fight with Matias? I didn't get a chance to check out any of the betting odds today. I didn't make any bets.
They said he's actually a 7-1 underdog.
Wow. So somebody made some good ass money if they put some money down on him, boy.
Yeah, because he's a good boxer. He got a little pop, you know what I'm saying? But he stopped took a few O's, but his most recent victory was Montana Love, and who's really impressed with Montana.
That's right. That's who he beat. I was just about to ask you that. Who? Yeah, it was Montana Love. You're right. And that dude, oh my God. You want to talk about a bus.
Adrian Broner 2.0.
Man, Chris Colbert. Man, they got to stop overhyping these dudes, bro. When I think about him, Montana Love and Chris Colbert and, man, AB and, man. There's a lot of dudes that be getting labeled the next big thing that really don't deserve that crown just yet, man. We got to see these boys put in a little bit more work in the sport of boxing, Mosquito. I'm just saying. Right. I'm just saying. I think we crown these fighters way too much, bro. But yeah, man, I appreciate you for rocking out with me, Mosquito. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link if you ain't got nothing else to say about these fights tonight. And let some of the people come on and rock out with us, bro.
Already. You going to let them, man.
Already, man. So let me go ahead and drop the link in the chat. Shout out to everybody in this mug, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button and share this with your friends and family. Pretty please. The link is in the chat. Let me go over the panel etiquette real fast, just in case you're new to the channel and you don't know the rules of the show. Where's my banner? All right, so rule number 1, please cut your camera on until your boy E-Thriller, aka the Black Picasso, can authenticate who you are. Rule number 2, please mute your audio. And then whenever you get done speaking, please mute your audio again so it don't fuck up the show and bleed. You got whatever you got going on in the background bleeding into the show. Rule number 3, you will have 2 minutes to speak, especially if it's a big panel, because we want to hurry up and get to open panel because that's where all the fun is at, the smoke, where everybody going back and forth. All right. Rule number 4, please don't dominate the show. Everybody want to make their points. Everybody want to debate and go back and forth. Please get in where you fit in like we at the barbershop. And rule number 5, please don't come on here talking about nobody else's channel because I don't give a fuck about their channels and they damn sure don't give a fuck about mine. And if you got a channel, please don't talk about your channel on my channel because I wouldn't come on your channel talking about my fucking channel. Pretty please. Rule number 6, leave your feelings at home. We coming out here to have a good time. I don't want no sensitive motherfuckers on my panel. So if you're sensitive and you can't take jokes or if you can't go back and forth and cuss each other out, whatever, please don't click on my link. Now, I'm going to go in the order in which y'all came. I'm going out to Goldie Loke first. Then I'm going to go to Brim. Then I'm going to go to D. And then I'm going to go to Blue. Goldie, you're live on the chat with the pack. Holler at me, kind sir. How are you?
I'm fine. I do want to tell y'all fellas Happy Father's Day. And nigga,
Happy Father's Day, my God. Thank you.
Nigga, you tell me I got that lie. You come on my page and say your shit. So I don't want to hear that. You talk about your shit on my damn page. So
I don't do that. I don't do that. You know I don't do that.
So shut up all that soft ass shit. You'll be right on my page talking about your goddamn wolf pack. I don't give a damn.
No soft ass shit. It's just my rules, bro. It's just a certain respect. That's just like me coming. That's just like hold on. That's just like me coming over to your house and sitting in your favorite fucking spot or sitting on your couch where you normally sit at. Like there's disrespectful. Me walking in your kitchen and saying, damn, can I get something to eat? You
And
feel what
guess
I'm
what?
saying?
And guess what? And that would be no disrespect, motherfucker. You my little brother. Take your ass in there and get your own shit.
Nah, go ahead, man. What was your takeaway from the fight tonight, man? Talk to me.
Hey man, I got to take my hat off to Frank. Frank did pretty good. I had him winning the fight up to the knockout. You know, he
Yeah,
just, you know, at some point he had like he was scared. He folded up in the corner and let Tank to do what he wanted to do in the corner. I felt it. I felt the knockout coming. You feel
yeah,
what I'm saying? I was just waiting for it because it's like he get in the corner and he put that high guard up. He just, you know, just shut up. And then, you know what? See, if he would have kept it in the middle of the ring and kept that jab going, he would have beat Tank. He would bust Tank ass up. You know, but I take I take my head off the Tank. Tank
mm-hmm.
that respect is power for one. You know, and another thing Frank didn't do the whole time. He sitting in the dressing room. He relaxing, Tank and I warming up. Nigga, get your ass warm up. Nigga, you ain't did none of this shit. You
Yeah.
know, but it's a pretty decent fight. You know, it better. I didn't think he was gonna last that long. I didn't figure he'd last to the 8th round. You know, but you know he
How
did
many
pretty
rounds
good.
did you have it going before the fight? Would you had it going
Huh?
4 or 5? How many rounds did you have him stopping Frank Martin prior to the fight?
I figured he'd get him out between 6. I gave him a 6th round, but Frank came out. Shit, he dominated the fight in the first half. But you know,
Yeah,
it's just like,
he was winning. I had him up like 4 rounds to 1, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah,
Yeah.
he was busting Tank ass good, but like I say, Tank kept that pressure on him, what else so far, and he can't do nothing to keep Tank off him. Tank can't. He was tagging Tank ass up, man. I
Mm.
mean, and David, I think if he stick to 175 and he get used to fighting at that weight, he'll be all right. You
You
know,
think so?
yeah, he'll be all right. Like I said, that's just a little test for him, a little test run and everything else. I think he'll be all right. But see, everybody forget that's when he fought my man. That's the one that put in Donald Stevens' career. You feel what I'm saying?
Who that?
Or the one that David fought. That's the
Oh, okay.
dude. Yeah, that's the dude that knocked out Donald Stevenson, man.
Gotcha. Okay. I forgot about that. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
he, he don't want to beat that Donald Stevenson, man. And shit, I can, and I told Q that your boy Batista ass was gonna lose. He said after Boogie Master, nah, man, that nigga they're gonna lose. But
Yeah, Q was calling him the boogeyman all day today. I'm thinking he talking about Bud, but he was talking about
yeah,
Batista.
they
Yeah,
jumping this,
he was tripping on that.
I
Yeah.
told I told him that he gonna get his head bust open and everything else, but pretty good. Everything else pretty good, and it was all right fight card. I ain't gonna hang out with y'all too long, man. I got some stuff I got to take care of first thing in the morning. I don't want to come in and tell Tank congratulations. He did all right. He did all right. He did all right. But like Mosquito Spray
Really?
said, Frank Martin became a stationary target. So we'll see. But everybody, happy Father Day to y'all. I'm gonna fall off the check, and I'll be in a check until I fall asleep. God bless y'all, fellas, and hope y'all have a very nice, happy Father Day. And Brim, don't come in here with that soft ass shit.
Appreciate you, Goldie, man. Appreciate you, man.
All
All right,
right, good night.
moving
Good
on.
night, everybody.
Is that Stephen Brimley? Is that Stephen Brimley? You live on the chat with the Pat. Pop your shit.
Yeah, bro. First and foremost, happy Father's Day to you and all the fathers out there. Happy Mother's Day to Golden. Now moving on.
That's my
Tank did exactly what I thought he was going to do. I said Frank Martin is going to do good until he doesn't, and that's exactly what happened. Foregone conclusion. Tank is on another level compared to Martin. Martin did a pretty good job, but when you're dealing with that type of physical and mental pressure, you can't it's easier said than done saying, hey, just fight in the middle of the ring. The movement, the power that he had to create movement to get off center line. And, you get tired after a while, and he wasn't moving as much, and he did it pretty good for a while on the ropes, but eventually he was gonna come, and bite him in the butt, and that's exactly what happened. So that's it for that fight. Benavidez did not leave me impressed. Yeah, he won the fight, but not by a wide margin. he can't be Bevo. He can't be Baturov. As a matter of fact, I think Anthony Yard would give him a phenomenal challenge at 175. He doesn't have any pop at 175. He doesn't have the same volume. It looks like his gas tank is not the same either. But time will come in regards to that. Antoine Russell, he just got out. He got out countered and outworked. It's just that simple. Great job by Puello. Great job. Adamas Dookie, hot dog water, bro. Hot dog water. Matter of fact, they should have made that fight a draw and then put the belt up for the grabs. That's how bad that fight was. That was supposed to be a championship fight, unfortunately. And the last thing I'll say about this card is that I saw what y'all was doing, PBC. Y'all had a lot of bull crap in play already. You had the fix in. The fix was already in some cases. When you see judges' scorecards 119.09, fight that was 7-5. Every fight had one scorecard that was atrocious. So let me know that wasn't played. Then with the referee taking a point off with no excessive warnings or nothing. So I saw some foolery with the jewelry going on. But and that's it in regards to PBC. And shout out to Paro because he did a great job. Matias has a problem with anybody who got good feet and movement, and it showed, and he lost. The end. That is my time.
I hate to cut you off, Brim. I appreciate the panel etiquette, but we got some breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, in the Wolf Chat and on X. Caleb Plant nailed Ryan Kardashian, oops, I meant Schwarzenegger, with a beer on his way out of the Gervonta Tank Davis fight. Now, for those of you who don't know, Ryan Kardashian decided to do a Twitter live space today, or maybe it was yesterday, and he was talking shit about Caleb Plant, and then he was basically antagonizing him, talking about he wanted to holler at his wife. So I don't know if Caleb, I didn't get a chance to listen to the whole shit, but it was really on some disrespectful type shit. And I knew you playing with the wrong one whenever you fucking with Caleb Plant, because we know he liked that. Like, yeah, he get his ass kicked in the ring, but outside the ring, we know he done slapped motherfuckers. He done pulled up on motherfuckers time and time again. So I don't even know why Ryan Garcia would play with this man in such a fashion. So I just want to let y'all know this is what's going on in the chat. All right, man, let me go ahead and pass the mic over to my guy, D Young. You're live on the chat with the Pat. Talk to me, bro. What's poppin'?
Whoa, what's good, fellas? What's good? Happy Father's Day to all, man.
Happy Father's Day, my guy.
Yeah. Now, I didn't really watch the Tank card. I only saw the Benavidez fight. I had got off work pretty late, but yeah, I saw the Benavidez fight. I saw the Matias fight as well, but I'm gonna get to the Benavidez. Yeah, like I agree with Brim said. Definitely looks a little sluggish at 75. I would love to see him fight Yard in another test of fight just to see where he at. But I mean, he did do good things in the Varstic fight, but this was definitely a tune up for him to get welcome to the weight. And so yeah, that's it for that. But he definitely looked vulnerable and shit. If I'm Canelo, I'd be licking my chops to fight that motherfucker now. But that's just another story. But yeah, Paro looked great. He definitely neutralized Matias. Like I didn't think that was gonna happen. I thought Matias was gonna knock him out, but Paro is definitely becoming one of my favorite fighters. I like his style, very slick, and he don't waste movements like Frank Martin did tonight, man. That shit was just. It was, I was rooting for Frank, but I knew the inevitable was gonna come, man. You can't keep moving and using your energy, and Tank really didn't have to do much adjustments, you know what I mean? Just keep walking you down. And it's crazy if somebody walking you down without throwing a jab or any type of punch or any type of feints.
I see you, Big Boy.
That's just letting you know right there that, I already don't respect what you're throwing at me. And it was just there to, the fight was just in until it wasn't in no more. And Tank caught his ass with a nasty uppercut that had him out on his feet, and then he finished him with that nasty left hook. But yeah, I didn't really see the other cards, but I saw Gary Russell lost, and from the looks of it, I heard Brim say he looked pretty sloppy, which that's all. I don't know. I have to go watch that, but other than that, man, it was a good night of boxing.
Yeah.
So we'll see what's next for Tank. I just hope he gets a fight somebody with a fucking pulse, man. I'm tired of seeing this shit.
It sounds like him and Lomachenko gonna fight next, but we'll see. I mean, it's pretty well
Yeah,
obvious he wanted to age Lomachenko out. I mean,
hey, three, and I was just finna
that
get
part
into
about
that.
it sucks, but damn, it's still better than what we've been getting. So I
Yeah,
take it.
yeah, I guess I take it too, and I definitely a favorite Tank in that. Just think, Loma been figured out, but I definitely believe he'll give him a hell of a fight, but
Mhm.
it'll be there until it ain't there no more. So, but yeah, I
Yeah,
had Tank stopping Frank in the 8. I should have put some money on that shit. But
yeah.
yeah, I had him stopping him in 8. But yeah, shit, it was a night that was expected. Tank did what he had to do, and shit, the only person is gonna take a special fighter to beat Tank, and I think that special guy should Shakur Stevenson. But
Your
that'll be
boy,
another
I was
topic
just
for
about to
another
say
day.
your boy, man. I don't see your boy just laying on the ropes and allowing Tank to just tee off on him like that. I don't see.
Nah, man, and he gonna take the opportunities that Frank didn't take, man. Like, but that that's another convo for another day, though. 3, man. I'm gonna pass the
Mhm.
mic, man. I appreciate you letting me on, brother.
Anytime, my guy. All right, man. Going out to Blue Hustle, man. You're live on the chat with the pack. Pop your shit.
Ooh, wait, man. Some good fights tonight, man. Really good. And happy Father's Day to everybody on the panel. Happy Father's Day to everybody in the chat. And
Already, same to you,
man,
my boy.
I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that most definitely. And man, I'm gonna go ahead and be realistic, man. Gary Antoine Russell. I do not feel that he is as good as he tries to claim because he's always going to interview talking that ish, you know, like his older brother. You know, I used to really feel like Gary Antoine Russell was one of those people, was that guy. But then when he wasn't getting no fights, I'm like, well, you can't, like, what's going on, man? Like, I just don't think he's gonna be up to par like you said he was. And just for him losing tonight, kind of showed, it confirmed to me what I was always thinking was true. And I feel like, I don't know, man, maybe he needs a new trainer. Maybe he needs, somebody to assist him. Assist his brother on training. That's what I guess I'm really trying to get at. He don't have to get a new trainer, but get somebody else to help coach him. Just show a different view. And the Tank fight, I had Tank winning a fight by knockout, and I put a bet on there too with somebody, and so I was gonna have to do 50 push-ups if Frank won, and then they gonna have to do 50 push-ups if Tank won. So Tank won, so they got to do it. So I'm glad I don't have to do 50 push-ups. I ain't did no push-ups in a while, so but I was gonna do them though. That's real shit. But also the David Benavidez fight, man, it was a good fight. Hello.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
listening to you, bro. Ready to cook.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got to cook more.
It was a good fight. And also the Sabrina Matias fight, man, I always thought that somebody could beat him, but the person that beat him, I'll be quick about it because I think that's my time up, right? But the person that
Go ahead.
beat him is basically the person that beat Montana Love, right? But this man has been taking people's O's. You see what I'm saying? So he's like the O taker when you think about it, man. He's like the executioner when it comes to taking people's O's and stuff. So, I'm gonna go ahead and digress and let it go. But yeah, I said that from the beginning. I said this man might actually beat this man. That'd be crazy. He gonna be the O taker for real. And he pulled off the win. There's a lot of upsets tonight. You know what I'm
I got to
saying?
go
I
back and
wasn't
watch it. I
expecting.
didn't get to watch the
I'm
fight.
gonna go
I
ahead
need
and
to watch the whole fight.
yeah, I got you. I'm gonna go ahead and wait to open panel.
I already appreciate that, man. All right, then going out to my guy, Big Mark. You're live on the chat with the pack. Pop your shit.
What's up with it to the Wolfpack? Great show, E3.
Thank
What's
you.
up to the panel? I didn't watch the Matias card, so I'm gonna let y'all talk about that. From what I hear though, Paro really just outboxed him. He beat him. I kind of figured that was coming. Matias is getting to that point. Now to the Tank card, because I watched that. I watched the Benavidez fight. I watched the Tank fight. Benavidez, he got tested well. He need to work on his gas tank. And I don't think his power carries like he thought it would. And that's what I seen just from gauging that. But I sat down and I really watched Tank and Frank.
Mhm.
And I think everybody ain't giving Tank the credit for how cerebral he is. Like, that dude is way smarter in the ring than what we think. Because he gave up that side of his face to get that knockout. That's why his face so swole. He gave up that side of his face. He let Frank hit him there to get comfortable. And that uppercut was a thing of beauty. And the left hand, you know, that didn't, you know, that just made it brutal. But the uppercut ended the fight. You know what I'm saying? If you ask me. And really on the cool, it was the hook to the body that started it off. Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, it was the uppercut," but everybody forget that body shot he threw right before. He did it damn near like Tyson. He went hook to the body, uppercut, and he crushed him with that shit. It was a beautiful thing to see, man. Like, Tank showed us today that he's smarter than average. He need to work on cutting off the ring a little bit more. But I don't think Shakur can beat him, bro. I really don't.
He probably can't. Because I don't know, man. I'm still kind of, you know, in between.
You gotta have enough to keep him off you.
Yes, yeah, I agree with that.
You see what I'm saying? Like, he one of them type.
He's gonna have to sit down on his punches at some point in the fight. Is he going to be able to do that though? Is my question. I don't know.
That part. You know, and I know I heard my time, so I'm finna digress to the open chat.
You good? You the last person, bro, and then it's open panel.
Well.
Go ahead. Because you just made a hell of a point. Because I don't know. That's the part about the fight. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
Fool. Like, that's when I look at Shakur, I don't see, because I don't think everybody really knows that Shakur is not a natural southpaw. So he ain't really got that stick in his left hand. The stick is in his right hand. And once Tank kind of figure out how to take that boy jab away, it's gonna be hell and high water, man. It's gonna be hell and high water for Shakur, boy, because I don't think he has enough to keep Tank from doing exactly what he just did to Frank.
So essentially what you're saying, you don't think any of these guys can beat Tank?
Not none of the four kings. Nope.
Wow. Okay. Well, you might be right, bro. You might be right.
And another thing
I still want to see the fights. I still want to see them fight.
I want to see them, but I think Tank has all of them for one reason and one reason only, and that's because he fights closer to his walk-around weight than any of them. That shit plays a big factor. Look what happened to Frank. Frank looked like motherfucking Buff Bagwell 2.5 weeks ago. I'm just saying, bro, like, just keep it a buck, bro. That nigga chest was sticking out 2 feet from his chin. His abs was super ripped. He had muscles on top of muscles. And it go back to, I don't know if you remember that day I don't remember where we was at. I believe we was here. But it was a trainer on the chat saying that, oh man, I want my people to come in shape when I get them ready for a fight. And I said, no, that's not smart.
I know you're talking about. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah. So remember, I kept telling them that's not smart. I don't give a damn what you look like. You got to look like that on fight night. You see what I'm saying?
Think Martin possibly overtrained?
Yeah, well, it ain't that he overtrained. It's he carries too much muscle.
You think he's too muscular? Okay.
He's too muscular.
That makes sense. He is, yeah.
Bro, he walking around at like 6% body fat, but you 155 pounds. So for you to get down to 135, what you think that's gonna do to him? Is it gonna make him stronger, or is he gonna take from the muscles that he done built up? Because he ain't got no fat to cut. So what he gonna cut? You can't lose bone, my nigga. You lose muscle.
Good point.
Yeah, he walk around too muscular, too big, like all that shit cute if you a swimsuit model, But in the
Yeah.
boxing ring, bro, that shit ain't that's not carrying unless that's your walk around weight. And he not walking around at 135. See, Tank probably walking around 140, 142.
Shit.
When he was really bad, when he was really out of shape, he was walking around like
160.
155, 155,
So
160.
Brim, so hold on, let me ask Brim a question, Big Mark. So how
Yeah.
do you see that fight playing out if it were to happen now, based off
With
of that
who?
performance you saw from Gervonta Tank Davis between
With who?
Tank and Shakur Stevenson? Tank and
No,
Shakur.
man, I gotta see Shakur in the ring before I give you any breakdown because Shakur got some making up to do. We knew Tank was a little bit rusty coming in this fight and this show, but again, he's a patient guy in the ring. The people can hate him, because it's competition and all that, and I don't defend him, but at the end of the day, compared to most fighters in this weight class, he is superior, and he showed that again tonight. And also, just so you know about Frank Martin. Bro, Frank Martin is an amateur, bro, was fighting at 151, bro. And then they moved him
See
down
what
to
I'm talking about?
141. And then he goes to pros at 135. That dude is boiling down. Matter of fact, I bet you he don't got 2 more fights left at 135. He boiling down, bro. That's why he
Too
looking like
big. You
he
can
looking like Power
tell.
of the Universe more than Meet the Eye Skeletor.
Bruh, I've been
Yeah.
saying that shit for 2 days. He walking around this whole looking like Skeletor, looking like some shit off the Thriller video.
Bro, I was
But he
texting.
looked like that in the last fight too, though, against Arvatuvian. He looked like that
Yeah.
on the way in there.
Super drained.
That's
Super
that's
drained.
why
Hey,
Tank was
Brim, but
walking him down
Brim,
because
I was saying it earlier. I was texting shout out to my nigga D Young. He was just on the panel. I was just telling him, like, bro, I'm so sick and tired of like these same goddamn talking points that we always have on my panel or anybody panel, just boxing in general, about these dudes being weight drained. Like, these dudes need to really start fighting in their real fucking weight classes, bro. Like, this
Bro,
shit is ridiculous, bro.
hold
We
up,
should
ET. I
be
gotta stop
on
you, bro. This has been going on since forever, bro. We just making a big
No,
deal of that shit.
no,
Bro, they've been doing
no,
bro, they
bro.
did that in Sugar Ray Leonard's era, bro. Cut it out, bro. This is not nothing new, man.
Brim, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm just saying in this modern day era, how many times do we go on each other's panels or hear boxing conversations or we on Twitter or anything, and we hear motherfuckers saying, "Oh, he was weight drained."
Well, that's the price you pay for making that weight. That's the sacrifice you're making. If you end up paying for it, that's on you. Ain't no excuses for your ass because you boiling down to make that weight.
Brim,
No, we're
listen, what
not
I'm
giving
saying.
them
I'm not making
excuses.
any excuses for Frank Martin. I
But no, I'm
honestly
not
don't.
saying you're giving them excuses. I'm saying anybody that's using that as a talking point or for a topic of conversation. That's a sacrifice they decided to make that weight. That means you deal with the consequences that come
But
from it. Not every weight cut is equal.
hold on, time out. My point is, nigga, y'all need to fight in your real fucking weight class. That's my
So
point.
you niggas
I'm
don't
not
show
making
up to
no
the
It's
fight
a
excuses.
real
weight
weight class if
drained
you
and
make
get
the
beat the
weight
shit out
E3,
of you.
bro. There's no such thing as a weight bully or none of that.
Wait a minute. So you don't think there is a such thing as a weight bully now, bro?
Nope.
Really?
Nope. Because if you made the weight, you made the fucking
There's
weight.
no such
Period.
thing as being a weight bully.
There's no such thing as a weight bully. Because if you made the weight, you made the weight.
You
If you
don't
don't make the
That's
weight,
cap.
because
That's cap, bro.
no. I'm gonna tell you why it's not capped. Because there is a ion and there's an eon and an electron. There's a positive and a negative in regards to that.
You let me know when you done. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna say this real quick. There's a positive and negative in doing that. So it's not like a one-sided. Oh, you got the advantage. You're a weight bully. No, because when you drain that weight, when you put that weight back on, you can be sluggish. That means you can pay in the ring. So it goes both ways. It's a positive and a negative with that. So it's no guarantee that gives you the upside advantage.
Okay, I hear you. Can I respond to that?
Hit me.
Go ahead, Big Mark. Yeah, you a boxing trainer.
Okay.
Go ahead. You would know better than me. Go
So
ahead,
with
cuz.
me being a coach, I'm gonna tell you there really is a such thing as weight bullying. Like, for example, there's a kid that's going to be at the Junior Olympics that my nephew is going to fight. I know this kid is supposed to be fighting at 106 or 110 pounds, but he thinks that he can come down on the championship day, make weight at 101, and blow up to about 108 and think he's going to beat my nephew like he tried last time. And what ends up happening is you're going to meet somebody somewhat like Frank that's fighting in their walk around weight and they're highly in shape and they prepared for everything you going to do. And before you know it, that weight bullying shit doesn't exist. But there is a thing called a weight bully, bro. Don't think that there's not. That's why. Why do you think the rehydration clauses are coming into boxing? Because of people like Devin Haney who show up to the weigh-in and weigh 140, and then on fight night he weighs 165. That is a weight bully.
But see, you said people like Devin Haney, like it had been multitude of fighters that has been doing this for decades. Like Devin Haney is
Again,
not the
Not
first
that's
person.
refuting.
why.
That's not what we're refuting. We're not
That's not.
refuting
I'm
that
not
statement.
saying
That's
it's
a factual
not
statement.
happening. I'm saying
Right.
it's not good for boxing. That
Exactly. That's what we're
it's
saying.
not good for boxing, bro. Like we're
They need to
not
fight in
getting
their
a
real
lot
fucking
of
weight
good
class.
fights because these dudes literally are coming out here after weighing 190 pounds 6 weeks ago. Now they weigh 142 or 146 or 147 and they trying to fight a fight. That's the most unhealthy shit on the planet, bro. Like it's not
Go
for
ahead and
good
respond,
boxing.
Brim, and then I'm gonna go to Bold. Go ahead and respond, Brim.
No, I feel what he's saying. I just don't think it's a weight bully because it's again, if it was all positive for you doing that, then I'd be like, okay, you can use that the term weight bully. But the thing is, once you make that weight, whatever happens after that happens, and it can be a positive or a negative. We've seen both sides of the coin with fighters who blow up in weight after the weigh-in, and then we've seen a case where a fighter looks super and powerful, and we've seen cases where the fighter was sluggish and got his ass whooped. So with that noted.
I feel that.
That's why I don't say the word weight bully because it goes both ways. You can have a positive and a negative from it, and since that's the case, you just living with the consequences of the decision that you make to lose that weight.
Right. But then we go look at and I'm just using Devin because he's the most recent weight bully that everybody knows. Devin became undisputed because he weight bullied his way through there.
Well, Benavidez might have would have been that too if he didn't get caught up with coke and miss weight because he's doing the same thing.
I was just about to ask you because I've heard you say in the past that you believe David Benavidez is a weight bully, Brim.
He is.
So why are you saying something totally different tonight, Brim?
Because with new information, my opinion changed. No one's a weight bully.
Are you gonna use my brother's
new
shit on me?
information
Yeah,
has been
because no
presented.
one's a weight bully at the end of the day. Because if you make the weight, you make the weight.
Okay,
Maybe I might have had that opinion at one point in time, but me looking at the landscape and knowing that there's a positive and negative, that's why I have this opinion I have now.
I understand that whenever new information is presented, a man has every right to change his mind. But that still doesn't take away from the fact that we're not going to sit up here and act like there is no such thing as niggas being weight bullies in the sport of boxing, especially today since it's so prevalent. We see it time and time again, bro. That's all we saying. And all I'm saying, I'm not using it as an excuse. I'm just saying I'm sick of hearing about the shit coming from their fans whenever they do just so happen to get their ass kicked, or coming from the haters whenever they do kick a nigga ass that's smaller than them.
Yeah,
I just want the whole talking points and let these niggas, or make these niggas rather, fight in their own fucking right weight class. That's all I'm saying.
And E3, you right about that, but you can't let the goofy ass new age fans completely change our perspective on boxing just because these goofy making these goofy
the
ass.
boxing community is infested with goofy, dumb motherfuckers, Brim. So forgive me for noticing the narratives rather.
Noticing the obvious because there's a lot of goofies.
Right. All right, man. Bo, you live on the chat with the Pat. Talk to me, bro. Pop your shit.
Hey, what's going on, E, man? Long time, man. What's up, fella?
What's good, man?
Chilling. Yeah, man. It's a good fight. Well, I ain't gonna say. I mean, obviously, I never thought Frank Martin had a chance in this fight to begin with. It was only a matter of time. He did start off, the first 5 rounds getting off, but I think part of Tank plan was just let this dude shoot his whole load out. And then you can start to see the change in the 6th round as Tank started to up the pressure a little bit. And then in 7th, it was obvious that Tank was taking over. And then the 8th round, he just got him out of there. So, I mean, I know people, the reason why, I thought Tank was going to win is because a lot of people was hyping up Frank Martin. I don't know if it was the Tank fans that was hyping up Frank Martin just so once Tank get him out of there, they can say, "Oh yeah, he beat a slick black fighter." And I'm like, I don't see anything slick about Frank Martin personally. Is he a good athlete? Yes, he is. I mean, he got the football background, he got the wrestling background, so he is athletic. But as far as slickness, I don't see slickness from him. And I just thought it was easy pickings for Tank Davis. Once he decide to turn up the pressure, and I thought mentally he tired Frank out just by putting pressure on him the whole fight, pretty much.
Yep, I agree. How did you feel about David Benavidez and his performance tonight, bro? What was your takeaway from that fight?
David Benavidez did well. I mean, he started off faster than he usually does, to be totally honest with you. You could tell he got a little fatigue near the end of the fight, but it didn't change his output. He still kept the pressure on, and I just hope he really gets a shot, because I know, like, there's like
Go ahead,
I
finish
know
your
it's
point,
like
bro. Go ahead.
I know it's like a certain group of fans that like to shit all over David Benavidez just because he want to fight their favorite fighter. But at the end of the day, I just think David Benavidez, he does, people call him, like, the weight bully joint, but look, he clearly looked like the smaller man in the fight against Bo.
Say that again. Hold on. Say that again for Brimley, Bo. What they call Benavidez?
They call him a weight bully, but you could tell
Okay.
when he fought tonight, he clearly looked like the smaller man versus Vosdick, and ain't nobody calling that.
Yeah.
Nobody calling Vosdick a weight bully. So, I mean, hopefully, I don't know what David gonna go from here. I know he got 10 days to decide if he's gonna stay at 175 or go to 168. But the thing with the WBC, I don't know why they putting that pressure on him now when he's been a number one guy for the WBC for the past 3 years, and they never even offered a fight to him. So,
Because he didn't put no pressure on it on Canelo.
Oh God.
He ain't put
He
no
should
pressure
have
on
put
Canelo.
pressure on Canelo. Period. Canelo duck language. We ain't gonna even hide that. We ain't here to Captain Saber Canelo. But the truth of the matter is, Benavidez, they move kind of feeble too.
How can he put pressure on Canelo when the WBC ain't putting pressure on Canelo?
Because
He's the mandatory.
but you could have been exercising. You could have. There's things you could have done, but you didn't do it. And Samson has already kind of clearly stated that goofy shit the day it was on. And then as soon as you're about to be the official for real Mando, then you go up to 175.
No. Canelo said David Benavidez didn't get the fight because he was too mean. He wasn't nice enough. Like, it's always
He
an
wasn't
excuse.
respectful. Yeah.
He wasn't respectful. Like, it's always an
Yeah, that's
excuse
what he
with Canelo.
said.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Well, I mean, you got to remember who represents David Benavidez. This is not a shot at David Benavidez personally, but when you got Skamson Kapowicz is the person representing you, you gotta look at it realistically. You ignoring that fact that Skamson Kapowicz is the person that represents him and how he moves and the things he's done. And we seen that with how he did with Fedor, and we gonna gloss over that and don't think he don't do the same goofy shit with Benavidez.
Yeah. My bad, Brim. I just had to say that he said Bud was the B-side to Fedor.
Goofy shit. Stay saying goofy shit, and we gonna disavow that as a person that's representing Benavidez, and that same goofy shit ain't going on when it comes to Canelo's situation. Yeah, it applies. Canelo talking ducky and moving goofy in regards to that too, but it don't change the fact that the representation behind Benavidez is helter skelter as fuck and goofy as fuck.
Brent, all I gotta say is this: I understand Samson. He's a goofy, right? But Samson didn't have to say anything, and Canelo still wasn't gonna give Benavidez a fight. It doesn't matter what Samson say or does. Canelo wasn't going to fight Benavidez regardless. So that's how I look at it. Now that Benavidez beat up his sparring partner, we're going to see if Canelo going to want to take the fight with Benavidez or not.
Indeed, I don't know about the word beat up either. He won the fight. He ain't beat nobody up.
Well, so you didn't watch the fight?
I did watch the fight. He won the fight, but he ain't beat him up.
Okay, he didn't knock him out. You right. He
No,
didn't
he
stop
didn't.
him.
No, he
But
didn't
but
beat
but
him up either. He won the fight. He outworked him enough to win the fight, but did no physical damage. Really didn't impose his will fully. He did some good things in the ring. I saw some good head movement. He didn't keep himself on the center line as much as he usually does. But outside of that, there's nothing to do a backflip about.
all right. So I don't understand. So I gave you a prime example. So when you were back in grade school, right? And y'all had these after school fights and stuff, and it might have looked like the other person was fighting back or whatever, but you got one guy that's getting off shots. When people walk away, they'd be like, "Yo, he beat that dude up, right?" It doesn't matter if he knocked him out. He beat him up. I ain't saying he destroyed Vosdick. I ain't saying that whatsoever. But if you look at how many punches was landed, he outworked the mess out of Vosdick. It wasn't until like later on the rounds that David Benavidez started fatiguing. I ain't say he like demolished Vosdick. That's not what I'm saying. I just said he beat him up.
I
He won the fight. That's as far as I think you go one step above where I'm willing to go. He won the fight. I'm not willing to go that next step and say he beat him up. But he just won the fight. He did enough.
So you saying it was a split decision?
No, he just did enough to win the fight. 7-5.
All right.
It wasn't overly impressive. It was cool. It was okay. I picked him to win, and he won. So there you go.
I was impressed by his head movement at the
That's
beginning.
the only thing I'm impressed about. He did have a lot of moments of good head movement.
I was impressed by his footwork. His footwork was a lot better. It seemed like he was bouncing on his toes a little bit more. He wasn't as flat-footed. So he did show me some new wrinkles in his game. But outside of that, he did gas out towards the latter part of the fight. But I do still think there were times in the fight, or moments in the fight rather, that he was beating the dude up. He was dinging on him. Now, he just didn't have enough power to stop him, brim, or rock him.
He didn't hurt him one time, bro. He didn't leave.
I agree, but you could still beat a motherfucker up without hurting him.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, no. You know what the thing is to get me now, though, when we look at the landscape? Canelo really has no reason not to fight him. I mean, Canelo went up to 175, fought a champion, and knocked him out. Benavidez goes up to fight 175, somebody who hadn't fought, they fought, and after 3 years, he fought athlete D level, competition, and he did knock him out. And then same thing with Plant. We're not going to do a triangle theory, but a lot of things that indicate that the way Benavidez fights plays into Canelo's hands, and I don't know why Canelo is not anxious to go make that damn fight, because I think he beats him, but for some reason Canelo on some bullshit. So there you have it.
Well, I'd say this: you got more confidence in Canelo than he does, because if Canelo felt the same way, he would already fought him by now.
You know what? I ain't beefing with that, because that's what it looks like, sir. Again, I'm gonna keep it even, Steven, like my name. It goes both ways, bro. Just because Benavidez' team acting goofy, it does not give Canelo a pass, and just Canelo with duck language does not give Benavidez a pass.
My thing with Canelo is this: if you really want that $150 million that you're demanding to fight David Benavidez, then keep that shit behind closed doors. Reach out to Turkey Alex Shee behind closed doors. Don't put that out there to the public, because then it makes you look bad, bro. Like, I just didn't like him saying it. And then he went from saying that to saying, "Oh, I'll fight anybody. I'll fight them all on the same night." No, the fuck you won't. Because we've been begging for you to fight this nigga for what, 2.5 years now. And you are so reluctant and apprehensive to get in the fucking ring with this dude. So I'm not trying to hear nothing Canelo is saying.
Man,
and I'm also not trying to hear
didn't the Sheik offer Benavidez, Canelo $100 million to fight?
Yes, he did.
Terrence Crawford too, and he wouldn't take that fight, hollering that he'll fight anybody for the money.
Dollar amount, but I do know that.
Look, I'll just put it to you like this, bro. If Canelo was the man you said he was as far as being a boxer, ain't no way in the hell somebody gonna offer me $75 million to whoop somebody I feel like I can whoop, and I pass it up.
Yeah.
It ain't happening, bro.
Small.
Don't start giving me excuses.
Now hold up. Can I give you some pushback? Now, what I'm going to say, you're going to say is bullshit. And I'm not going to even blame you if you tell me this. But
love Canelo, bro.
That means you know you
I do
finna
not
say
love
some
Canelo
bullshit.
at all, B3. You
No,
got it
you already
confused.
prefacing your statements to say some
No,
bullshit. Go ahead.
because I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm not saying this is my official position or something. I'm just giving you, different scenarios and pushbacks for you to get a response from. Just because I'm saying something and mentioning something don't mean it's my official standpoint. I'm just thinking about the landscape and things that have been said, and I wanted to post something because of something he said. Is that cool with you, sir?
Go ahead.
Absolutely. Go ahead. Feel
All
free.
right. All right. Now, see, you made me lose with it. What was the last thing you said? See, because E3, damn it.
I said if you offer me $75 million.
Okay. Now remember. Okay, now remember. So check this out. The one thing we will say when you get past the smoke and mirrors and all the bullshit, when you get behind closed doors, the boxing game is a fraternity of brothers. Am I wrong or am I correct?
You right.
All right, so in the fraternity of brothers, when you got an aspect of a person or a team that represents them, and you feel like they moving and fucking stupid, and you dislike them, you ain't gonna necessarily want to make money with them. But I don't excuse that shit. I don't like that shit. But I'm just saying that you shouldn't have to talk nice to somebody. But if you feel like somebody who's the father in the camp or the people that represent them, behind closed doors, they doing stupid, goofy shit, lying and saying anything all over the place. Fuck them. I ain't putting no money in their pocket. Now, for me as a fight fan, I'm like, fuck that. I don't care about that. I want to see the fight. But
Okay,
being
but see
fair,
what I
but
think. Can I interject on that real quick? I
absolutely.
think that you're taking Canelo's stance as it's the rock bottom gospel.
No,
And
you're not listening. You just for you to say that, that means you're not listening to what I'm saying. I
no,
just
I'm
told you
listening to
that is
you.
not my position. I'm just giving you what
No,
has
no,
been
no, no, no.
said
I
and out
understand
there.
what you're saying, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
but when you
just
say
saying the
I say it
position
like
that
it's
you're
the gospel,
presenting.
I don't think you understanding what I'm saying. When you say the first thing you say is that I'm saying it's the gospel, that means you're misinterpreting what I'm saying.
No, I'm saying that the position that you're presenting is that Canelo is so great that his stance supersedes boxing. Nah, fool.
I
No,
see you, Trey.
like if you understand what I'm saying, like I
Nah, I
see
got.
what you saying, but to accept that stance would be to say, well, Canelo's bigger than boxing, and we all know that's bullshit.
Well, let me ask you a question. Would this be the first time a fighter said, "I'm not fighting this motherfucker. I can't stand these bitch motherfuckers. I ain't putting no money in their pocket." Hadn't that something like that happened before? I mean,
No,
didn't
this
we
wouldn't be
see
the first
fucking
time.
Brady Bowl throw a belt in the trash fucking can instead of fighting somebody?
Okay, this wouldn't be
Oh,
the
you
first
already know the
time,
answer to that
but
question.
hear me out. This would be the first time somebody said they got disrespected and nobody seen the disrespect.
Hold up, you said nobody seen the disrespect. Hold up, now this is where I gotta call a little bit of cap. Again,
Okay, well, where was the
Samson
disrespect?
Capowicz is the person that represents David Benavidez, and I didn't see a whole lot of double talk, lies, and two-sided parts of the story from their side, where they all have, where the dad will talk and Samson will talk, and when they both talk the same day, their stories would be completely polar opposites, nothing lining up.
Okay, but I don't listen to Samson. I listen to
I
his
was just
daddy.
about, bro.
I
Fuck
listen
all
to his
that. Let's
daddy.
talk about. Hold on. This is how I view this situation between Canelo and David Benavidez. I listen to the fighters. I'm listening to one guy say, "Look, I don't give a fuck about money. He can have the majority of the money. I'm willing to only take 5%. I just want the fight. I donate some of my proceeds to His Excellency and whatever foundation or charity he got going on. I just want to fight this guy. I want the opportunity because I feel like I can knock him the fuck out." And then I hear the other guy who is supposed to be the A side, who is the cash cow of the sport of boxing. He's saying that he needs 150 million to fight this guy, or he only brings the extra 25 pounds, even though you moved up to fight bigger guys, even though you was about to move up to fight Macaboo, even though you've been moving funny all around this same guy that you claim he ain't did shit, he ain't a threat. I'll fight him anytime, but you won't fight the nigga. All I hear is excuses from Canelo. So when I'm listening to these two fighters talk, one seems like he really wants to fight, and the other one saying like, "Yeah, I'll fight him, but it has to be everything in my favor, or else I ain't fighting this motherfucker." So I can't give Canelo a pass, Brim. I'm sorry.
I'm not asking you to give him a pass, and I don't think he deserves a pass. That's the whole point of what I'm saying, is that two things can be equally true. And I love pissing off the chat, by the way. If you're mad, stay mad. It's all good. But no, I just think.
Hold on. What did Benavidez say that you disagree with? Not his manager, not his pops. Benavidez, David.
What I didn't agree with?
Yeah. Has he said anything that made you say, he don't really want this fight?
David Morrell. He didn't really want that fight.
Well, I'm talking about Canelo. The fight.
Okay. Well, we talk about Canelo, then I just can't. If we go by just what David Benavidez said, then nothing.
Canelo and Benavidez, bro. I don't care nothing about no David Morrell.
But you say you don't care about that. But the thing is, those are the people who handle his career. Let's keep it a beat. So we can say we don't care, but they have pivotal say.
Canelo is the ace. If Canelo want to make any fucking fight with any fighter, he can make it. You do know that, right?
Absolutely. But
Rocky Yildirim got to fight.
So that's why. So Benavidez's team really ain't got no say. Like Samson can say a whole bunch of bullshit, but he ain't calling no shots.
But that bullshit ain't helping your cause. He ain't doing his fighter no fucking favor by being stupid as he is.
What do you mean?
The shit that he has done is not put David Benavidez in a favorable position to make the fight easier to be made because of how he moves.
Has he been shitting on Canelo? Has Samson been shitting on Canelo?
I mean, you shit on him when you come up with two different stories and one of them comes out to be untrue that you say was the case, and it makes Canelo look bad, but then we find out what you said wasn't true because you admitted it wasn't true, weeks later after you said this was true. So it's like time out.
What wasn't true? What wasn't true?
Hold on, Big Mark. I got him. So speaking on shitting on Canelo, didn't Charlo shit on Canelo for years?
Sure did. He talked all that live shit like how he can beat on.
And wait a minute, and didn't he just get a fight with Canelo?
But there's a difference. If me just talking about I can beat, damn it.
Oh, so now you want to move the goalposts?
Come on, Brim.
Disrespect is disrespect, bro. Like, what do you mean?
And I got another one to add.
Go ahead, bro. But you gonna have to answer that, bro.
Caleb Plant slapped him.
Yeah, like what are we talking about, bro?
Billy Joe Saunders was shitting on Canelo. Canelo fought him. But when it comes to David Benavidez, he's being disrespectful.
He gotta be nice to get the fight. Man, fuck out of there, bro. Bro, you making excuses for that whole ass nigga. And it's because you like Canelo, and that's cool.
And it's okay.
Nigga ducking, bro. I'm sorry.
But he got that meow, 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 meow.
Whether you think he gonna win or not, bro, at the end of the day, the nigga still ducking. I need to pass the mic to Dre, though. Because he been waiting. Dre, my bad, bro. You live on the chat with the pad. Talk to me, fam. What's poppin'?
What's good, brother? How are you?
Hey, man, I'm great, man. Happy Father's Day, my guy.
Happy Father's Day to you, too, and any other fathers on the chat. I ain't really got nothing, man. I'm just sitting back, man. I ain't get a chance to
drop off when it's too hot, nigga. Bring your ass back on. My bad, Dre. Go ahead.
Nah, you good, bro. I ain't really got nothing, no, man. I'm just sitting on the chat, man. Just kicking it with the brothers. I ain't get a chance to come on in a minute, man.
Yeah, man, we've been missing you on the panel. Oh, he said his phone died. Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah, bring your ass back on, bro. Because you got to explain it to me, bro.
Yeah, because that shit he's saying don't make no sense. Yeah, you got to make that make sense, my boy.
Yeah, but the panel open, fellas. Y'all go ahead and rock, man. Bo, say what you was about to say about the Canelo situation. And yeah, man.
You talking about me?
Yeah.
I think you was about to say something about Canelo, and I know you've been trying to tell me about Canelo for a long time. So, yeah, man. I mean, it is what it is at this point. I can't deny it, bro. Like, I was rocking with Canelo. Whenever he went on that undisputed run, I said, okay, what he was saying made sense. He wanted to be the first Mexican undisputed middleweight champion in the 4-belt era. I said, I bet. But once you do that, you got to start giving us some of these fights that we want to see. Now, ain't nobody asking for Canelo to fight tough fight after tough fight after tough fight.
3, you kind of missed something.
What you mean?
Just missed something. See, that was Cuatro Titulos. He never completed Cuatro Titulos because he moved up to 168. 168 ain't middleweight, it's super middleweight. Let's not forget he ducked Demetrius Andrade for undisputed.
Yep, a lot of people said that. Yep.
What you mean? Eddie
Yep.
Hearn had the fight ready, and you said, "Well, no,
Yeah,
he's a horrible fighter."
he offered Canelo more money.
Than he had ever made at that moment.
Yeah, for that fight. I think he offered Canelo like $40 million.
Yes, sir. He
And
offered him 40 million, and Canelo said, "I'll take 168. It's softer touches up there."
Oh man.
Well, say
Canelo got a history of being a dog.
Go ahead. Hey, let's let Eddie Atlas respond. Yeah, go ahead, Eddie Atlas. Go ahead.
y'all remember now, the good old IBF in their same fashion, like they did Crawford, like they just did Canelo here recently. They stripped Canelo at 60 because remember when Triple G signed that DAZN deal, they wanted Triple G to have a belt to make it enticing, so they had him fight Derevchenko, a fight which he really lost for the vacant IBF title, so they can try to make a rematch at the time with him with Canelo. So he couldn't have been on. He wasn't in a way he was gonna be undisputed at 60 anyway. I mean,
no, that was before that. This was before that all took place.
That was before the Triple G fight, bro. Way before the
Nah,
Triple G fight.
Andrade. When Andrade was at middleweight, Canelo. Yeah, y'all right. My bad. I'm thinking about something different. Y'all right. Because Andrade had a belt, right?
Yes. You got damn right he
But
did.
He had a WBO.
because I know he wanted
he had the
Canelo
WBO.
wanted because Canelo wanted to fight
Quattro
Derevchenko.
Titalos.
Yeah,
Just
Canelo.
remember, Quattro Titalos was all about super. It was not super middleweight. It was middleweight because he wanted to be the first Mexican undisputed middleweight champion of the world. But he
Yeah.
had to beat Andrade to do that. And he said no.
Well, nah, that's not particularly true. Because remember, before that fight with
How
Andrade,
come?
he was supposed to fight Derevchenko, but that's when De La Hoya did the double cross with the deal with the zone behind his back, so they stripped him and they couldn't make that fight. Then he moved up. So even if he did fight Andrade, I'm not saying he didn't duck him, but I'm saying even if he did fight Andrade, he wouldn't have been able to become undisputed because that fallout with Derevchenko at the time.
No, I can explain to you. I've been
I
all over that story years
think
ago,
I'm
man.
the
When
this
Derevchenko
Eddie
was
Hearn on tape offered to
no,
Canelo.
no. Check this out. Check this out. The Derevchenko joint with Canelo, right? Derevchenko was the mandatory. So what happened was the IBF clearly told Canelo's team, "Hey, you could make the fight with Demetrius Andrade for
Say that
undisputed,
again.
but they basically told Team Canelo and Oscar De La Hoya, you could make the fight with Demetrius Andrade for undisputed, but you have a deadline to make that decision." So what happened was they sat on it and they kept going back and forth saying, "Oh well,
You right.
we could do Derevchenko or we could do Demetrius Andrade," and they sat on it. And by the time they knew the date was coming up when they was going to get stripped if they didn't make that decision. By the time they got stripped, all of a sudden now they say, "Oh well, we're
So did
fighting
they let
for
the day pass?
somebody joint echoing."
Hey, Mark, I think your shit got an echo now, bro. Go ahead, Bo.
Yeah, by the time that decision came up to be made, all of a sudden it was too late.
So
Then
what
they
that look
stripped it.
like to
And
you?
what's
What
that?
that look like to you? Back?
I don't understand the question.
Yeah,
Big Mark.
Canelo.
Big Mark, it's like you got a lot of shit going on in the background, bro. You got to mute
I
your
know.
mic
I
or
know.
something.
Hold
I
on. Okay,
appreciate
my
you.
bad. Yeah. I figured it out.
Mute
Hold
your
on.
mic. Go ahead, Drake.
No, I was saying, well, according to Canelo, because that was one of the reasons why he was suing Oscar De La Hoya. He was going to go ahead and actually defend his he was going to fight his mandatory in Derevchenko, but he left it for Oscar De La Hoya. But that's when Oscar De La Hoya negotiated that deal with the zone behind his back, and then they stripped him. That was according to Canelo. Then that's when he like left Golden Boy and actually was about to actually sue him, and then he went with the zone on his own terms. But to Canelo's credit, because I'm not a huge Canelo fan at all. I unsubscribed from certain channels for defending that bull, man, like, and not calling them out. But that's neither here or there. My point is that yeah, to Canelo's credit, he did want that Derevchenko fight though, and that was De La Hoya that messed that up, and that botched that, and that's common knowledge. That's definitely common knowledge.
All right, I'm gonna just tell you, just based on the articles alone, Team Canelo played them around with the decision on who they want to fight. If you go back and read that same article that a lot of people try to refer to, if you keep reading that article, it will tell you right there in that article that Canelo was deciding whether he should go fight Rocky Fielding, Demetrius Andrade, and Derevchenko. At the time when Derevchenko was the mandatory, he did not. He just sat on it. He said, "Oh, I could fight Demetrius Andrade. Oh, I could fight Derevchenko," and they sat on it. The IBF told the team, "You have till this deadline to make the decision on what you're gonna do. We will allow you to fight Demetrius Andrade for undisputed if you'll take that fight by this date deadline." So they let the deadline pass, and once the deadline passed, they went back and they said, "Oh, well, we want to make the undisputed fight instead, and we want to be able to keep our IBF belt." But by that time, it was already too late. So the whole Oscar De La Hoya negotiation. Listen, everybody knew the deadline from the IBF. They gave him enough time to make that decision whether he was going to do it. He didn't do it, and he ended up moving up. The fighter, I think, was Rocky Fielding, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but that's on De La Hoya to broker that deal. He's still his promoter, and that's why he was suing him. That's why he was able to void the contract or break the contract and leave and start doing things on his own term. That was actually in a lawsuit because he didn't make that Derevchenko fight, and he also did a deal, the double cross with the zone behind his back. Those were things that were stipulated in the lawsuit. So what I'm saying is, like, that's like, I'm not saying what you're saying isn't right, but Canelo did want that Derevchenko fight, but it was left for De La Hoya to broker it, and he didn't broker it. That's how he was able to get out his deal. But yeah, I mean, that's all I'm saying.
I'll say this: if Canelo wanted the Derevchenko fight, the fight would have took place, whether he would have got stripped at IBF or not. That fight would have still taken place because Derevchenko was still calling out Canelo even after Canelo got stripped and Canelo decided to go up. So if Canelo really wanted that fight, being the cash cow he is, he would have got that fight with Derevchenko.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have been for the IBF belt though. But I can't. I mean, Andrade. I can't see Canelo ducking Andrade. Not after fighting Triple G and Mayweather and Laura and all them dudes, man. Andrade. I ain't gonna
They
disrespect
offered
him,
him
man.
his biggest payday and he passed it up. So what do you call it?
When did it like when at middleweight or at super middleweight?
At
That was
middleweight.
at middleweight when they offered him the Andrade deal. They offered him a base $40 million plus pay-per-view, and he said no.
So this was after. Yeah, this was after the Derevchenko debacle when he was in that lawsuit
No,
with
this was
Golden
for
Boy, right?
undisputed, bro. He hadn't been stripped yet.
That's what I'm. Okay, cool. Two things can be right at the same time. I'm not saying you're wrong, but
Right,
I'm
right,
saying
right.
that he wanted that fight with Derevchenko. That was in the lawsuit, bro. That's what I'm saying. That was one of the
Okay,
reasons
that's
why he.
fine. But you passed up your at that moment would have been your biggest payday by far for a mandatory. I thought you wanted Quattro Titolos.
Yeah, nah. I see what you're saying. You got a point there. But I still wouldn't have called it a duck because he decided to fight as
What do you
mandatory.
call it?
No, I'm saying since he decided to fight as mandatory, I wouldn't have called it. It's like when.
Okay, but listen to what I'm saying. Out of Canelo's mouth, he said, I want Quattro Titolos. Quattro Titolos was offered to you, but you sued De La Hoya because he didn't get you the mandatory.
Yeah, that was part of it,
Excuse
right?
me? That's a duck. If it looked like a duck and it quacked like a duck and it's got a fucking beak, it's a duck. That's a duck, bro. It may not be a duck like what he doing to Benavidez, but that's a duck. And it's an ugly
Yeah,
duckling at that.
yeah, I remember that. I'm not saying you're lying. I'm not. What I'm saying is I don't remember the IBF offering him an exemption. I don't remember that, but I got to go back and do my research. But at the time, I never remember IBF saying we're going to grant you this dispensation to fight Andrade and you won't be stripped. I don't recall hearing that, but I'm not saying you're lying. I just got to go back and research it. I mean, if you could pull a link up or article, that's cool. But because I remember that time, I don't remember
And
hearing
all you
that.
have to
But
do is Eddie Hearn Andrade offered Canelo 40 million. The article pulls right up.
all right, I'll look into. I can't look into it now because I'm
And
online. But
also, I could tell you the website to go to. ESPN pulled up 2 articles on that, 2 different articles on this whole situation involving Canelo and Andre.
Appreciate that, brother.
Let me try to find that shit. Hold on, Canelo versus and y'all go ahead. I'm gonna try to find it for y'all.
Yeah, fool. Like that shit was on deck way before that stripping of the guard type shit happened, bro. Because Eddie Hearn was making a big deal about it. Remember, Andrade showed up to a Canelo press conference talking about don't nobody want to fight Boo Boo. And he was like, "You're a horrible fighter. Fuck you, motherfucker," and all that shit. That was the first time we heard Canelo say motherfucker in English.
Mm-hmm.
And
was that?
also Eddie Hearn. There's a video of Eddie Hearn basically saying that
Saying it.
he doesn't know why Canelo doesn't want to fight Andre. Like he specific. There's a video of him saying that. He's like, we offered them the money, and he didn't want to take the fight.
It says right here. I got it right here, y'all. Hold on. Let me pull this shit up for y'all. Let me see. Where this shit go? All right, here you go. All right, so it's saying that Andre teams up with Matchroom, offers Canelo Alvarez 40 million to face him. Let me see if I can find enough. Boxing News 24. Canelo turned down 40 million to fight me. So yeah, it looks legitimate. Said now with the zone Matchroom, Eddie Hearn was supposed to deliver the big fights. Offered Jamal Charlo $7 million to fight me. Offered Canelo 40 million to fight Demetrius Andrade, which was 5 million more to fight me. Instead, he went up and fought Kovalov. So instead of that $35 million he was getting, they offered him 40 million to fight Demetrius Andrade, and he was like, "Nah, I'm going to fight Kovalov."
Yeah, so that wasn't during the time of his middleweight
Yeah,
reign.
that
And
was.
when he went to fight Kovalev, he was already an incumbent champion at 168. He
No,
wasn't. He had
he went up 2 weight
He,
classes
I
to
know,
go
but he was
fight.
campaigning at
nah,
both at the time. Remember?
he jumped 1 weight class, bro, because he already had a few titles at 168 when he
160.
went up
No,
there to fight him.
he had a Rocky Fielding fight at
That,
168. Other
and
than
that's where
that,
he.
he
Yeah,
went up
that's
to
where he
fight
got.
Kovalev.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, no, he had,
Go
because
ahead.
remember he was like there wasn't a fighter that was campaigning at like 3 or 4 weight classes since what's the brother name from back in the day? No, matter of fact, you're right, because he had a WBA regular from Fielding, which I don't consider a championship, but they were still trying to say like, yeah, he would have had 3 titles in 3 weight classes. So yeah, that was from the WBA, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So this is what I'm saying. So since Andrade just said that instead of fighting me, he went up to fight Kovalev. When he went up to fight Kovalev, he was at 168. He wasn't at 160. I'm saying he didn't duck him at 160 when he had 3 titles and he was stripped. That's all I'm saying. Now, if he
No,
ducked him at 168, go ahead.
I believe he fought Rocky Fielding at 168, came
Mm-hmm.
back down to fight Triple G, and
And
then
then went up to
went up to
175 and fought
yeah,
Kovalev.
Kovalev.
Nah, that Triple G fight, that Triple G fight was way before the Rocky Fielding fight. Remember, that was like in 2018, the second fight.
I
Y'all mixing the
have to look at it.
timelines up. That was in
Well, you know
2018.
what? It's an easy way to find out. Somebody go look on BoxRec.
That's what I'm doing
Yeah.
right. Mark, give me a second, man.
Yeah, somebody just go look on
So,
BoxRec.
Yeah.
so E Thriller, basically, you're going to see the second Triple G fight happen way before the Rocky Fielding fight happened.
Hold on, I'm about to pull this shit up for y'all right now. Let me see. Where did shit go? All right, here you go. All right, bet. Y'all let me know if y'all can see this shit pretty good. Move this ad. Hold on. All right, so where did y'all want me to go? Down to
So,
Rocky
so
Fielding, Triple G?
yeah, you basically trying to look for if the second Triple
Okay,
G
yeah, yeah,
fight.
yeah. I see, I see. You all right? So he fought Triple G 2 times. Then he fought Rocky Fielding.
Right.
Then he fought Danny Jacobs.
Yep.
Then he fought
And that's when he
Sergey
moved
Kovalev.
up to 75. He skipped 168 and moved up to 75 to fight Kovalov.
Told you.
Won that belt, and then he dropped it and moved back down to 168 to go on that campaign to become undisputed at
Yeah, because he
60.
got the IBF from Daniel Jacobs, and then they skipped him because that Derevchenko fight didn't work. So the undisputed thing wouldn't have been able to happen at 160 anyway because he was stripped.
Nah, because when he fought Danny Jacobs, that was at 160.
Right, for the IBF. Then they turned around and stripped him. Daniel
Yeah,
Jacobs had the
but
IBF
no,
title.
no, no. Before he got stripped, they gave him like a few months to make a decision on if he was going to do undisputed with Demetrius Andrade, fight his mandatory in um the Sergey Deryevchenko, and Canelo decided to move up to fight Sergey Kovalev.
Because he got stripped, bro, and that's when he went into that lawsuit.
No, he got
No, bro.
no. You got to look at the article, man. He got stripped after the deadline passed because all of a sudden they could have made that decision before the deadline. They never made a decision.
Yeah, and what you're saying is I'm not. Yeah, you're correct. But what I'm saying is, according to Canelo, who I don't like, by the way, but I'm just saying this is what I'm saying. You're correct in what you're saying, but he was saying that Oscar De La Hoya was supposed to negotiate that fight on his behalf, and that was one of the
But
reasons why
that's
he was
not what
suing
we
him.
saying, bro. That's a moot point. Yeah, that's a moot point. What we saying is Canelo had action at making undisputed at 160, and he did not do it. He fought a piece of shit bum instead, which has been the story of his career.
You talking about Rocky Fielding, right?
That's, well, who else would I be talking about?
Okay, cool.
Or
So
Yildirim, or whichever one of them bums he fought.
I mean, the man did fight good fighters. Let's not just make it like
No,
he
he
was just
didn't.
fighting.
Now, I'm not gonna sit there and let you start capping that bullshit. We're not gonna do
So
that
so
tonight.
so Mayweather
It is
wasn't a good fighter,
Sunday.
bro.
It is Sunday. We are going to tell the truth. We are not
May
going to sit here
Right here.
and
hold
do
on.
that.
Mayweather wasn't a good fighter.
He didn't
Laura
win.
wasn't. Laura wasn't a good fighter. Austin Trout
He
wasn't a
didn't
good
win that
fighter.
one either.
I get it, but he still fought them though. I'm not talking about win. I'm saying he fought in terms
Okay,
like
now
stepping in
name
the
another
ring
good
and kill
fighter
us.
he fought. Because you talking about
Triple
early in his career.
Triple G. He fought Triple G. I
Triple
thought
G
Triple
was
G.
Canelo, and we found out Triple G wasn't shit. So now
I know
next.
we never found out he wasn't shit. He beat Daniel Jacobs, bro.
Triple G wasn't shit, and neither was Danny Jacobs. Stop it.
How wasn't okay? Daniel
Triple G
Jacobs
was
wasn't.
a good fighter, Big Mark.
Danny Jacobs was a decent fighter.
No,
Danny
no, no. I
Right.
Jacobs
asked
wasn't
you about
shit.
Triple G. Hold on. I asked you about Triple G. I said he wasn't a good fighter, bro.
He was
That's
I didn't say great.
crazy.
average.
Dude,
That's crazy to say that
he
he was
was average,
average.
bro.
Okay. So name me one
He has
really
an
good
average
fighter
resume. I mean, I
he
give you
beat
that, but I
in
wouldn't say
his
he was
prime.
an average fighter, bro.
Okay, who did he beat in their prime that was actually really good?
Canelo. They didn't give
Canelo,
it to him though. It was a
Canelo.
draw. But we know what happened. He beat Canelo both times, bro. And the second time he showed a
I'm
different
not
look
even
by
gonna disagree.
boxing him off
Look,
the back foot.
look, bro. I'm not even gonna disagree with that. But what I'm saying is, Triple G never had it, bro. The best of Triple G happened way before that. After he had that Canelo fight, if Triple G would have went on with his career and forced Canelo to have to fight him again by his resume rather than trying to do it by words, Triple G would have been a better fighter. But Canelo actually got Triple G to put himself on the shelf, waiting on him.
Yeah, not in
So
the first
no,
fight, bro.
like I said, after the first fight, Canelo got Triple G to put himself on the shelf.
So who did they strip him? Cause I know they stripped him when Triple G fought the Bull Rosen. They were trying to make the Derevchenko fight at that time. Triple
No,
G
no,
ended
no,
up
no,
fighting
no,
him,
no,
but not
no,
for the
no.
belt.
Canelo had got stripped due to No, did he get? I don't know if he got stripped, but he got suspended due to that clenbuterol.
No, I'm talking
And
about
that
Triple G. Remember? So
yeah,
when he's saying about
that was around the same time. Triple G
yeah,
fought.
what he's saying is by Canelo. He's saying that. So this is why certain people were saying Triple G put himself on the shelf. He was supposed to fight Derevchenko at the time, but he decided to fight Mata Rosen so he could still get that Canelo fight. Then they had
No,
stripped him
no,
for that
no.
fight.
That's a wrong timing. Remember, after the first fight, the controversial draw, they were supposed to be the immediate rematch. Around that same time, Canelo had popped dirty for clenbuterol.
Clenbuterol.
So Triple G ended up fighting Marta Rojan while Canelo was suspended, even though it was
Right.
only 6 months. But he was suspended.
So that's what they mean by he put himself on the shelf.
No, I think he was talking about between the second and third fight. Because remember,
Yeah,
after that second
he was
fight,
trying to chase that trilogy.
Are you talking about for the third
Yeah,
fight?
that's what it is after the second fight. No, it was after the second fight. That's my bad. That's my bad. After the second
Okay,
fight,
cool,
Triple G
cool,
put
cool.
himself on the shelf, chasing another Canelo fight when he should have just tried to extend his career making good fights. But he put himself on the shelf and he fucked up.
Yeah, just like Andrade did when he got offered a high payday to fight what's the boy name, man? What is the boy name? 'Cause I know he turned down the fight with Jamel. I know he turned down the fight with Jamel Charlo early in his career. He was saying it wasn't for enough money. I mean, whether that's right or wrong, whatever. Then he was offered to fight the white boy that John Ryder had ended up knocking out.
all
He
right, so let me
decided
let me let me let me explain this, right? So the first time they were offered a fight, the fight was going to happen, and Demetrius Andre got injured, right? The second time that fight rolled around, he was not
Zach
offered the same money. They offered him, they lowballed him because when they did the purse bid, they picked it up and basically offered Andre like a couple of $100,000, to
Some just
that
went
dude,
dead.
whatever. But then when that fight fell through, somehow when Ryder got made to fight with the dude, they offered both of these dudes like a couple of $1,000,000. But when it was Andrew, they tried to lowball him. So I mean, I guess that's what happened. Now don't get me wrong, I was disappointed that Andre didn't take that. He should have just took that fight. But even if he'd have took that fight, Canelo still wouldn't have fought him.
Yeah, it was a Zach Parker fight. Yeah, he turned the Zach Parker fight down. Like to go over there and fight Zach Parker. Then Ryder ended up fighting him. But he was gonna get a nice payday, and that's when certain people were calling him out for it and all that. But I'm saying what's good for the goose is good for the gander, bro. I'm not saying Canelo isn't ducking, because he clearly is. Like, come
Hold
on,
on, my
Munguia.
Wi-Fi tripping.
You
I'm
fought
too far away from the house.
he can hear you clearly, bro. You're not static or nothing. But yeah, Triple G, I mean not Triple G, Canelo clearly ducking. Like, yeah, he don't want to fight Crawford. He don't want to fight Benavidez. He's saying only thing Benavidez got over him is 20 pounds. But you fought Colin Smith, who's probably bigger than Benavidez. Like,
He
he's
fought
definitely
Kovalev.
ducking.
He fought Kovalev.
I
And
mean, he
Kovalev didn't even try to win for real, for real. Like, that's another thing I don't like about Canelo, man. People try to make excuses for him. Yo, dudes get in the ring and they don't even try to win, bro. Like Bivol, Demetrius Bivol, he said that about Colin Smith. He was like, yeah, when Colin Smith got in the ring, it didn't even look like he tried to win. Like, you know what I'm saying? Same thing with I never seen Sergey Kovalev put. You said what, bro?
I said Jamel Charlo was another example of that. He just
Oh
got in
yeah,
there and
yeah.
got it kicked.
Yeah, he didn't even try.
No,
Same thing with
I be
Hey,
thinking them
that
joints was kind of like choreographed. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know.
Yeah.
these niggas don't even be trying to beat him. Like Sergey Kovalev was literally hitting them with pity pat punches. I'm like, yo, is this real? Like, how am
That's
I
what I
supposed to give him
say.
credit
Now,
for that?
now, now, I would say the only excuse I can give to Kovalev is just that 2 months prior, he was coming off a life or death situation with Anthony Yarde. So that's the only really excuse I can give to Kovalev. But yeah, he was just pity pat punching him and shit. And
and
I was like,
Kovalev was already washed, bro.
But you can still try to throw a hard punch though, whether you wash or not. He was literally pity patting the man. Like, it's crazy, bro. These dudes don't even be trying to beat my man.
The whole fight. I remember that fight. He fought super scared versus Canelo.
I mean, do
He didn't
y'all
want
think
no
some of
parts
these
of that
fighters,
fight.
do y'all think some of these fighters are like getting paid to like take some
Yeah,
type of dive or some shit or?
hell yeah, hell yeah.
I wouldn't be
They gotta
surprised.
be.
I wouldn't put anything past it in the sport of boxing.
Hey, E
Especially-
Thriller. I want. Oh no, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, especially whenever it come to Canelo, bro, I wouldn't put nothing past them paying niggas to lay down. But then again, you know, we ain't really got no proof. So
Yeah, it's just weird that when they get in, they don't try at all. I mean, shout out to Bivol. He wasn't going for that. He stood on business, but a lot of other dudes don't even be trying for real.
I had picked Canelo to win that fight. It's crazy. I was completely stunned by Bivol whooping him like that. So
Nah,
yeah, man.
I thought Bivol was gonna win the fight. I thought the reason why Canelo picked Bivol was because when Bivol came off that long layoff and he fought Craig Richards, that
Mhm.
Craig Richards was giving Bivol a lot of problems in that fight. And
Mhm.
then after that, Bivol fought Umar Salamov, was a taller fighter, and he was giving Bivol problems. And Canelo's like, oh yeah, I can get this dude. And fucking Bivol just surprised the shit out of him. That's why he never want that
Yeah, let's
rematch.
be honest. He didn't want to fight Arthur Beterbiev as well. So he was trying to cherry pick, and you know, he went up there and got his ass kicked.
Yeah.
And that's why he didn't want that rematch.
Exactly.
Hell no.
Hey,
He didn't want it at 168 because he want to hold on to them belts.
But shit, he didn't even want it at 160 because Bivol said he wanted to come down to 160 and give him and take
yeah,
them belts.
exactly.
Nah,
Yep.
168.
I didn't know that.
168.
168.
I thought it was 168.
Yeah, 168. Yeah,
Yeah,
but he did.
168. My
Canelo
bad. My
turned it
bad.
down.
Oh, okay, I'm about to say, I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, that nigga can make 160. Yeah, I know
That's
what you're
what I'm
talking.
saying. It's not even an argument who pound for pound number one. Like it's not even an argument because you got to look at temperament too, not just level of competition, but temperament too. Like Canelo just ain't got that temperament, man. But hey, Ether, I want to ask you something real quick. I
Yeah,
heard you in the chat. I heard you in the chat earlier. Not when I talking to Teddy Atlas. I had fell asleep, but you said something that I couldn't agree with you more. You was like Frank just didn't sit down on his punches, like, and he really didn't. He was like punching, like, let me get out of here after I punch. But my question to you is, in your opinion, well, let me ask you this. I think if Keyshawn were to fight Tank, which it probably won't happen, but if it did, I think Keyshawn actually got the balls to bang with him on the inside. But who do you think at lightweight? Because to beat Tank, you're gonna have to like bully the bully. Who do you think at lightweight could actually do that to Tank? Like stand there with him and rumble and had a heart to stay there with him.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. You know I don't fuck with Tank because I think he's a piece of shit of a competitor. But I don't see nobody beating him at 135 that's gonna be willing to stand in that line of fire, which is why I didn't pick Frank. Because I kind of alluded to that on the show that I did the other day, talking about the press conference. I was like how he was letting Tank bully him and sun him the whole time, and he wasn't putting his foot down. And like you got to meet that nigga with like the same fucking veracity that he has or tenacity that Tank bring. You got to bring that shit back, bro. That's one of the main reasons why I do want to see Benavidez versus Canelo, because we all know Canelo is a fucking bully in the ring, but hey, so is David Benavidez. So I want to see which one of these motherfuckers gonna back up first, and who gonna come out and show who is who and who the boss in the ring. So I think in 135, I kind of forgot about Keyshawn, bro. Of course, he's not ready yet, but hey, man, in the future, he might be the one to give Tank his toughest fight.
He'll bang with him for sure. You heard what Buzz said though about that on Twitter or X or whatever.
Shakur,
Bud,
you're talking about he wouldn't.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know, because Shakur be acting kind of funny. Like he a little bit more nice with Tank as opposed to like how he be acting with Devin Haney. So it's kind of hard for me to agree with Bud on that. I don't know, bro. I just have to
Yeah.
see it to believe.
But I'm not even agreeing with the Shakur thing. I'm just saying like that you see like what Bud has in his mind, like the whole premise of yo, he letting Tank get away with too much stuff. Because you look at Bud, like when Hank Lundy got all up in his face, he pushed him across the stage. When Benavidez pushed him, he tried to take the boy face off before they even fought. Like boxing is mostly like mentality, bro, and temperament.
Yeah. And I said that. I don't know if you heard my show the other night, but I was like, in order for me to really feel like Frank Martin is here to win this fight, I wanted to see him push Tank at the weigh-in. But he didn't do that. He still was on there, just talking and being cool. He had a little bit more, you know what I'm saying, oomph with him, but I wanted to see him give Tank that same fucking energy. in order for me to feel like, oh, okay, he gonna be willing to stand in there and get hit with a good shot, and he ain't gonna back down. So, but yeah, the shit didn't happen, bro. But to answer your question, I don't see nobody fucking with Tank at 135, to be honest. Not even Loma, because I think Loma, he's a little bit older now. But I never had Loma beating Tank anyway, to be honest. Even when he was young. Yeah, I never had Tank beating Tank, bro. So yeah, I'm picking Tank in that fight if it were to happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Like,
out on his punches. So let me ask you this: do you think Shakur Stevenson has the mentality to get rough and rugged, to get down and dirty? Because we seen Tank, his cheek was swelled up. He acted like the shit didn't even bother him. We know Tank is willing to take a shot, to give a shot. Do you think Shakur has that type of mindset, bro?
no, because every time I saw him fight two punchers, he literally just started running. Like, I don't think he got the mentality, bro. If anything, Devin Haney got the mentality more than Shakur do, for real, for real.
Yeah, but then again, that will be detrimental to Devin Haney being successful against a Tank, because I don't feel like he can beat Tank at that game. I don't think Devin Haney is a great counter puncher.
No, I'm just saying that Devin got the temperament to get in there. That's like,
no, I agree, but I'm just saying I think that'll work against him fighting a nigga like
yeah, of course, yeah, of course.
Playing right into Tank hand, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
I agree. I agree 100% with you. I think Devin will try to box him for real, probably.
Yeah, like
that fight probably be done.
Even with Devin taking that loss and getting whooped, even though we know Ryan cheated and all that, I still want to see him fight Tank. I still want to see all these dudes fight each other, bro. Me personally.
Yeah, I'm just like Loma, like 36, 37 now. I don't know, bro. I mean, he did just look good in the fight with Kambosos, but Kambosos ain't look good in the fight since Teofimo Lopez, so that's not really saying too much. But it's like, because Bob Arum was saying that they may be negotiating the fight next with Lomachenko and Tank, and it's like this late in his career, because he could have fought him when he was 24, 25. And you remember Tank, you can't rush greatness, baby, and all this other stuff. Like
that bullshit Floyd was saying, and Tank is saying that, oh, just because Tank is young and he got it, man. Yeah, man, I bet, but still, I don't want to sound like I'm contradicting myself, because this is a fight I have been asking for. So if it happened, it's better than all the other bullshit he been giving us. So I take it. That's all I'm gonna say. Even though I still got Tank winning, but I take it.
What you got him winning by?
Stoppage.
You think he'll stop Loma?
Yes, I do. Yes, I think he'll stop Vasily Lomachenko, bro. Yep, I do.
Yeah,
unfortunately. Yep.
I mean, that's interesting. Loma has been getting hit a lot more than he used to.
He got hit a lot versus Devin Haney, and I don't think Devin Haney is the counterpuncher, nor do I think he has the explosiveness or athleticism like a Gervonta Tank Davis. I got to give Tank credit, bro. He got the goods. I just want to see him prove it. That's all.
Yeah, I give Tank 100% credit for this win. Like, I think it was like fair and square. So I give him 100% credit. It was a good win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he went in there and did what I thought he would do. He ended the fight in dramatic fashion. And one thing I will give him credit for is this: that motherfucker was in super superb shape, bro. Because like watched that fight. Well, I hadn't watched it yet again, but as I was watching the fight, I was noticing how he was cutting the ring off. Like he was running, nigga. Like he was like the whole fight, he was just running. Like he let him shoot his shit. When Frank was circle out, try to turn him, he's still running towards him the whole time. Like he was in great shape, bro. I got to give Tank a lot of credit. If that dude stay in that type of shape, bro, he gonna be real hard to beat at 135 and at 140, bro.
I think Williams and Payda give him problems for sure.
Dre, he need to go ahead and make these fights while he in his prime, bro. Go ahead and make these fights while you in your prime. Go ahead and really become the face of boxing, and then you can ride off into the sunset with all the money. And who knows, he might start breaking some pay-per-view records.
I will say this, man. I think Shakur will definitely be his best opponent because Shakur, yeah, he doesn't have the punching power, but he does have accuracy in his punches, and he's a great defender. He's not gonna just. I don't think he'll tire out like how Frank did. Frank tired out mentally. I think he was already shook before the fight even took place. I don't think Shakur is the type of person that gets shook before the fight take place. So I just think Shakur is the fighter that Tank needs to fight, because everybody else, Loma at this time is staging his career it's not competitive. He's already past it. But yeah, Tank and Shakur needs to be the fight to be made.
Well, they all scared, honest. Oh, no, my bad. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
No, you good. I was just about to ask Bo a question because I ain't had a chance to chop it up with him in a minute. How do you feel about Tank saying that fight can't happen next because he's on the other side of the street, but then he turned around and tried to make a fight with Vasily Lomachenko, who is quote unquote on that same side of the street as Shakur? How do you feel about that shit, Bo?
I think when fighters be saying that stuff, man, I just think they be making, I don't want to say ducking, but I use the term business decision. They be making business decision because if they thought they could really beat that person, they would try their best to, fight that person. But if they have doubts, they'll start using politics. They'd be like other side of the street. Oh, he ain't fought nobody. Or, just everything they could say just not to make the fight with the person.
Hey man, it's a good comment right here. This is an interesting take. Street Dreams 22. Shout out to you, bro. He said Shakur spars Bud on the regular. I promise you, he has dog in him, and he will beat Tank. Tank is clearly not in a rush to fight Shakur. Okay, I hear you, man. I mean, that's a hell of a point. He do spar the best fighter in the world, in my honest opinion. So I don't know, man.
Who's his older brother and not trying to hurt him?
Yeah.
Also
You
believe
could
this
look
too,
at it that way. Yep.
Like certain fighters, right? I use Frank for an example.
Yes, sir.
People make business decisions on who they want to lose their old to. Like Frank was supposed to have fight Shakur. He pretty much ducked out of that fight and decided to say, you know what? I can make more money taking a L to Tank than I can to Shakur, because they believe like if I lose to Shakur and he's not selling like that, I might not ever get a shot at fighting somebody, that's well known like a Tank Davis. So I just think, fighters know who's the real guy and who they, don't want to lose to. And as long as that one person that's dangerous doesn't have a fan base like that, they will just dance around that person and try to fight somebody with a fan base.
What's up with Derek James planning though, man? Like in these fights, the thing with Frank, we've seen Frank in plenty of fights take lows or just take rounds off or don't throw a lot of punches or just stand there. So if you have that kind of a fighter, like a Shane Mosley fighter who are like a Cotto, and well, not necessarily Cotto, but like a Shane Mosley or a Jermaine Teller, really good fighters, but they gas out quickly or in spots. Like you need to be trying to train him to fight like mid distance, maybe not inside, but mid distance, and working on parrying or even clinching. The thing is, Frank is not the type of fighter that has a gas tank that can move like that. That's why like near like what was that, the 6th round when Frank was barely throwing any punches, and then like the 8th he was literally just laying on the ropes. Like I don't know what's up with the planning.
It looked like he got mentally fatigued and physically, bro, because the body shots started getting to him too. Like Tank started touching him up with them little sharp uppercuts whenever he was dipping. Like when they both trying to exchange, Tank was coming out, nigga, with the motherfucking uppercuts to the body. Them hoes was hurting, bro. So
too much movement.
So he moved sitting down on his punches. But whenever he was following the game plan, he was looking real. I had him up on the scorecards, bro. I'm not gonna lie. He was winning the fight, in my opinion, before he got stopped. So I don't know, man. I guess these dudes we wasn't ready for the stage, bro, is what I say.
Yeah, I think the mental fatigue definitely came to play, because he was hitting Tank with some good shots, and then Tank was still in his face, and he was probably thinking in his head, like, damn, I can't even get this motherfucker off me. And I'm hitting him with everything but the kitchen sink. So he probably was like, damn, that pressure is killing me now.
I agree. I heard Derek James telling him to do the right shit. He told him to quit walking into his power hand and everything, but Frank just kept doing the shit. And he also told him to stop laying on the ropes. So I'm with Brim on this one. I can't pin this loss on Derrick James, bro.
What? Yeah, I'm not putting it on. I'm just saying that I just think all that excessive movement from the rip just didn't go well for Frank. It's too much. It's like when the boy Anthony Yarde fought Berterviev and Timothy Bradley was calling the fight. Timothy Bradley, great Hall of Famer, good fighter. And he was like, that's way too much. He's doing no, it was Andre Ward that said it. He's like, it's way too much movement. It's way too jittery. Like, he was just moving way too fast. It's like, for instance, I'm going to say this real quick. Emmanuel Stewart, the great Emmanuel Stewart, when Lennox Lewis was losing to Klitschko, Emmanuel Stewart told him, he said, man, fuck that jab. He said, push the jab forward and take it to the streets, meaning bang with this motherfucker. It comes time where you just got to say, forget all that technical shit like Bud did with Kavalauskas and bang with that motherfucker. Frank never did that. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I agree. I totally agree. I think that was the biggest difference in the fight, bro. One dude came in the box and the other dude came in the fight and box, so he imposed his will on him, which is what we knew. And James Toney, shout out to the living legend, the first ballot Hall of Famer. He called it. He said, you got to be mean in the sport of boxing, which is why he got guys like Terrence Crawford, Inoue, and Tank at the top of the top. Tank is a little mean motherfucker. I don't like him. I can say what I want about him, but he is a dog. He's a dog in that ring. He willing, like, you piss him off. And Frank caught him with a couple of good shots, and you could tell this shit woke Tank up. Like, all right, I'm about to try to fuck you up now. So he really started pressing on the gas throughout the fight, and you can just see that boy wilting under the pressure, bro.
Yeah, but people ask me why I thought Tank could beat Frank, and I was like, the reason why I think he had beat him is because like precision and accuracy. And when Frank was just leaning on the ropes, man, he put a beautiful string of punches together to stop. That was a beautiful stoppage. I ain't gonna lie to you, but it's like
knockout of the year so far, in my opinion. Knockout of the year so far. That was a show-stopping knockout, man. The way the impact of the punch and the way that he fell and his head hit the canvas, bro. That was beautiful, bro. That was perfect shots.
Yeah, you saw it through Frank's body language. He wasn't getting up. He definitely wasn't getting up. But that side of the street stuff is like, it's easy to debunk because, like, you look at the card that's coming up with Crawford August 3rd. I mean, Andy Ruiz, he was a PBC fighter. He going over there. That card crazy. The boy Jared Anderson, he going over there too. He a top ring fighter. He going over there to fight Bacoli. That's a tough fight too. That's a crazy undercard, man. I ain't gonna lie. But
that's because
no way, Sugar Barroso KO was better. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it, Brim. Matter of fact, send me the clip real quick if you can, Brim. My bad, Bo. Go ahead, bro. My bad.
Turkey Alashigi's putting up the money. That's why a lot of these people are willing to, take these fights all of a sudden because the money's getting put up. Whereas though when it comes to a lot of these other promoters and stuff, it's like, it's easy to hide behind your promoter. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, that's what Tank doing now. Because remember, Turkey Alashik, he was interested in the Haney fight, and that's when Tank was like, "Oh yeah, he made me mad. He better send me 2 Ferraris to my house." And they said Turkey Alashik responded, "I'll send you 2 boxing gloves." But yeah, like,
and so, why would you alienate a dude like that that's coming in? And even if you didn't want to do that, why would you be so condescending and disrespectful to this man who is genuinely helping the sport because he's a fan of the sport, bro?
Yeah. They doing some good shit.
But then again, we do get it because he don't really want to make these fights. He don't want to be pressured into making the fights that we want to see. So, hey man, that's why I get on Tank though, bro. I just don't understand that shit.
Yeah.
I feel bodies, man. They trying to come in and clean up the sport of boxing. I heard something to the effect of they trying to buy certain companies. They have like a $5 billion plan or some investors or some shit to where they want to buy Matchroom and all them other promotional companies to make a league. I think that's a phenomenal idea, bro. I really do. And I think we'll really start seeing a lot of these fights that we've been salivating for, bro. And I really think boxing is really on the up and up, to be honest. Because eventually, like dudes like Tank, they ain't going to be able to keep hiding. They ain't gonna be able to keep hiding.
If they did get a boxing league, I just wonder how they'll market it to the American masses. Because when I talk to a lot of people, a lot of casuals, we diehards, but a lot of casuals, they know Crawford now, which is a beautiful thing. But they mostly know Tank, Haney, Shakur. Really, really just Tank, honestly. Tank, for real. So a lot of these other fighters, you be like, yo, you heard about the Virgil Ortiz, Tim Tszyu fight? Who? Who the heck is that? I'm like, Keyshawn Davis, Boots? Who? Who the heck is that? So they got to find a way to market these fighters better and to get them out, man. 'Cause there's not a lot of fighters known.
It's about putting money behind certain people. That's why they get known. Like Crawford is even more known, after he embarrassed Earl Spence, but he's even more known now because he got Turkey Al-Sheikh backing him up. Because remember, even after Crawford beat Spence, these dudes were still trying to blackball Crawford, to the point that Earl Spence hopped in the ring with Fundora. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm gonna get that fight next. Oh, Crawford still needs to cross the street. You know what I'm saying? Like they still playing politics and shit. But now that Turkey Al-Sheikh, you know what I'm saying, is backing up Crawford, all of a sudden now people like, oh yeah, I want to fight Crawford.
Because he got a budget behind him now. A big budget. They gonna get paid. They gonna get paid.
Getting paid to fight Crawford, though. He's always gotten his opponents their biggest payday. That's the cold part about it. But and man, when they know, like you said earlier, about 5 to 10 minutes ago, at some point in the fight, if you fighting Terrence Bud Crawford, it's gonna turn into a dog fight. And that motherfucker is mean as they come, or he gonna make you feel him. He done knocked out 11 motherfuckers straight. And this dude that he about to fight next, I think he might be 12. So, but yeah, I'm excited for that card, bro. I can't wait.
I am too. I am too, man.
Yeah.
I just want to see Bud back in the ring, bro.
Now I will say this dude he's fighting is pretty damn good, man. Like I know people don't really because a lot of casuals don't know who he is and shit. And then they see like, oh, he only got like 10 fights or some shit like that.
No,
but the dude he has a long amateur career as well. So he got fast track and he's good, but people already want to pick on him because they're gonna say, well, he lost to Troy Osley in the amateurs. They trying to do anything to tear Crawford down and shit.
Well, the pre-sale had 8,000 tickets. That's just the pre-sale, so I don't really think nobody listening to that. Like, I don't really think nobody listening to that. I think they probably at least gonna sell 17,000, 18,000.
The sales for that fight or for that whole card is Eminem. He gonna be performing, so I think that's gonna be pretty dope for a lot of casual fans that love Eminem. They probably gonna purchase it just to see him perform because let's be honest, Eminem don't just be popping out and performing everywhere like all these other artists. He that big time, so yeah, man, it's gonna be a dope event. I can't wait to see this shit.
Yeah, the undercard stacked too, so the undercard is super stacked, man.
Yeah, fellas. Hey, man, I'm about to get out this shit, man. I gotta go get me something to eat, man. Take my ass to bed. I've been ripping and running all day. Give me your closing thoughts, Bo.
Hey, man. Great show, man.
Thank you.
Hopefully, I think there's a fight coming up next week, if I'm not mistaken. But
is it?
Yeah.
I gotta look. I can't even remember.
Either next week or in a couple of weeks or something like that. But
Shakur fighting pretty soon, right? In July.
Yeah,
I think so.
That Artem dude, the dude that really beat Frank Martin, that's the dude he fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting fight.
Yeah, but hey, I appreciate you having me on, man. Great chopping it up with you guys, man.
Yes, sir. Anytime, my guy. All right, man. Going out to Drake. Closing thoughts, my guy.
You know what it is with me, man. I appreciate you being fair and balanced, man. Calling it down the middle. Man, thanks for having me. I give you your props for that, bro. Because I can't tell you how many channels I unsubscribe from just because they won't keep it real. So it's a breath of fresh air to hear somebody that keep it real, even when it's against their personal thoughts. So, thanks for having me. Thanks for having me. And you already know I'm rocking out with you, man. And salute to you and salute to the panel. And that's all I got. Until next time, my brothers.
Appreciate you, man. Hey, man, y'all already know, bro. I'm one of them dudes on YouTube. I can straight up tell you, hey, man, I don't like this guy because of X, Y, and Z. But whenever it comes down to my judgment on the fight, I'm always be honest on who I think is going to win and why. Even if I ain't rooting for him. So you already know, man. But shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to everybody that's watching this on X. I see you. Nigga been doing numbers on there, man. I appreciate each and every last one of y'all. Shout out to everybody on Facebook. Shout out to all my TikTokers. Make sure y'all sub up to the channel. Drop some comments. Shout out to the Playback Gang. Until next time, we are gone. Holla.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it.
Goat thriller, back better, iller, pound for pound, killing these topics with analytics, silencing all the critics, trying to bite the style, they get sun like children. YouTube villain, podcast killing, so antagonistic and prolific with the swiftness. Make sure you make weight before you trying to debate. Yeah, I said it, and I never hesitate. Hit them with hooks, cause these rooks took the bait. Start the show, cause goats never hesitate. Ducking smoke, got them sweating at they toxins.
Yeah,
Goat thriller, cleaning up the sport of boxing. Aight then.
Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. I fucking wait. I am the greatest. Yeah, I said it.